Hello? My mic wasn't turned on. Whoops. I'm a totally professional gamer with nothing going on wrong ever at any time. Was like, okay, I swear I didn't turn this in. No, no, no. I just apparently forgot to turn my mic on. And my mic muted. It was just deafeningly quiet. Okay. Good to know. Yeah. I had my mic muted. Oops. Hi all. Okay. I'm letting the game. I'm trying to make sure that everything is. We good? Hello, game starting. Okay, there we go. I wanted to make sure I had it all set up. Okay, so we're back to no players online that we started on Tuesday because it was interesting and I wanted to finish it. And we only had one game set up for today, which I did on purpose because I know the way that I play games. And I had a feeling that I was not going to finish all of the games that I had set up. And I was like, just in case that there's a game that's interesting or I want to come back to, I was like, I'll have one of the days be a little lighter. So I'm glad I did because this game was interesting and I did get a little stuck, but we did figure out what was going on. And then I happened to get glitched and then I was like, we had to go back and figure out what that was. But then I wanted to have time on Tuesday to be able to play sorry, I had to focus when I was typing the password for him. Yes. I do like Kendrick Lamar. I don't listen to much of his music, I will admit. I don't think I have a favorite album. I've listened to like I've listened to like Not Like Us and then like maybe one or two other songs of his. I don't have a favorite album. Beef chicken. But I have been keeping up with like the recent beef between him and Drake. I know I've been talking about that. But I don't have like a favorite album of his. And for most artists, I don't actually listen to albums of their music. Usually the only way that I listen to albums of artist music is if I happen to buy like a CD of theirs, and the only way I would buy a CD of an artist, it did not end last summer. They literally have been like no. They're still releasing music. Like Drake just released a new song about it. Kendrick released a new song recently. It did not end. Kendrick has released 2 new songs to do with it. What are you talking about? What do you mean? What are you talking about? I don't remember the names of them, but like I know that there's been at least 1 or 2 other songs that have been released about them. And I know because what you call it, Quiet has been talking about them. And I don't remember the names of the songs, but I know Quiet has been talking about them. So you'll have to go like watch Quiet's VODs, but he's been talking about them. I'm not crazy. Like there's been songs on both sides. And the only reason that Kendrick keeps going is because Drake won't fucking shut up. Yes, we've already watched this. Because he did like a whole reaction stream to when it dropped. But I know he released like a song that was on like a, what was it, like a 4th of July? It wasn't 4th of July, we haven't gotten to 4th of July. But he's been releasing songs that were on like important holidays in the United States. No, I'm not thinking Not Like Us. I'm definitely not thinking about Not Like Us, but there's been other songs that he's been releasing that have been like on important US holidays. Whatever. Either way, it's not something I'm particularly knowledgeable about, but it's also something I don't particularly care about either way. So the only reason I care about it is because Quiet cares about it, so whatever. Player stands in a room with a wooden door. A clock ticking, a carpet with a familiar smell. Grassy lawn circled by concrete pillars seem only a distant memory now. Open the door. Open. But I'm definitely not talking about Not Like Us. I know for a fact I'm not talking about Not Like Us. Oh, what the fuck? Oh, well, I mean, I don't care if it is or not. I just know it was one that was released recently, and the way that Quiet was talking about it seemed like it was. Whatever. Like I said. And that's the thing, like, you have to look at the lyrics, and it probably could be. Honestly. You know, so okay, so it's not a Drake diss. But if I'm gonna be honest, again, I don't really care that much about about the symbolism that much. I'm just here to listen to music about if it sounds good or not. And I haven't listened to the song, so I wouldn't know. I just know that when Quiet was reacting to it, the way that he put it in his little subscription, the way that he wrote it seemed like it was another Drake diss. So that's why I thought it was. Whatever. What's going on with this? What do you want me to do? But I'm pretty sure I was talking about one that was more recent than that. Like, not in September. I'm pretty sure there was one that was more recent than that. As in, like, within 2025. But... But again, like I've been saying, I haven't listened to the music, and again, I don't particularly care. It would be one of those things where I'm like, I would probably have to listen to it, and I would probably want to look at someone who's more... I would probably want to read someone break down the lyrics for me on my own before anything. Okay, what's happening here? What do you want from me? It's like, okay, so I got here. Well, I've gotten into the area where I got stuck. So I got into the little room, and now we're in a glitchy room. So I don't know what's going on with this part. And then... So there's this weird thing. Oh. Oh gosh. Maybe something with all this? They're not really giving me much to go on. It's just really glitchy. Was I not supposed to open the door? Yeah, I don't... Glitchy-roo? Blue and red root. No, it's not finished yet, of course. I see what you're saying. It's not that I don't agree with you, it's just a process, you know? I don't like it when you comment about my work before it's done. How would you feel if I did that with yours? Oh. I just don't want to talk about this right now. Just stop helping me for the rest of the day. Oh, okay. No, it's okay, really. Don't worry, I have stuff I have to do downstairs. You can have the room. I love you too, honey. I'll see you later. Oh. Oh, shit. Okay, where's the... There it is. You really cut it like that? It's weird. I never noticed. Is it weird that sometimes you feel like a new person to me? No, don't look at me like that. I meant in a good way. I'm sorry. Can we talk about it tomorrow? I have to get up early tomorrow. Yeah, I'm meeting with my agent again. Oh, you know, she wanted to go over the details with the retrospective. I added some cold water so you can drink it right away. Don't worry, haha. It's not from the tap, I promise. Are you sure? I can run out and get some, it's fine. Really? Thank you so much. I'll just let it simmer then, for now. Why do I feel like I'm watching something terribly sad occurring? I'm just saying that I want you to be able to do your thing. And I worry about you spending so much time taking care of me. It's just, I don't want to be responsible for you giving everything up. I don't want to be alone right now. Why don't you understand that? I know you need that. It's just I don't need that right now. How can we be married if you're upstairs and I'm downstairs all the time? And I don't mean that literally. You understand that, right? Or is that so hard for you? Is anything I'm saying getting through? I do care about your work. It's just... It's so different. I can't really understand what you're doing, you know? I don't know how to help you. And you don't have to help me. I have her for that. Her? Oh, fuck. What do you mean, her? If you're keeping me downstairs, what's the point? You didn't even make the second floor. You don't need to be so transparent. Why are we always talking about me? What's going on with you? Why can you still not talk with me, truthfully? If you find me, why are you keeping me here in your work? What is this place? What is this place? What is this place? Oh, fuck. Oh, God. To you? Is anything I'm saying getting through? Oh. Oh, God. I'm leaving. Where am I? We're going on a trip on our favorite rocket ship, walking on a path, horrifying map. Oh my God. Horrifying little map. This is bad. This is... Oh, God. I don't like how blurry everything is. Why? Ugh. 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 I can't see. What is this? Ugh. 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 Where am I going? Blue shape in the... Blue shape. Blue shape, be nice to me. That's no longer blue. Is just... Find the and thank you for playing the No Players Online demo. Please consider adding the game to your wishlist on Steam. Yeah, sure. Sure, I'll do What the fuck was that, though? I'll add it to my wish list. I'm gonna wait for the Steam sale, though. What the shit? Oh my God. Oh my God. Holy fuck. I think I felt my body leave. I think I felt my soul drop out of me. Oh my gosh. And it's still... This is... Okay, so that was the game, but that was like the last bit of the game. But it was like... It was the game within a game. That was the game within the game. But technically it was a game within a game within a game. Because, like, within a game... Okay, so, like, how the game was is that, like, you went into... So, like, you were on... So, technically, like, you were playing on a computer. And then, like, someone sent you a link to a game. And then you played it. And then there was a glitch. And then you ended up logging into, like, the game devs, like, login. And then you find out that the way that he made his game was through combining like souls. So like you download two other games and combine them together to make like a soul, and then put that soul onto the beta of like the game that you were playing. So like technically you were playing 3 games together. So it was a game within a game within a game. I don't know. I just know it was really scary. No, oh my gosh. It was very scary. And it is, oh. Okay, on to Monochrome Pixels, which is supposed to be a scary, but it's supposed to be a dating sim, horrifying dating sim game, which I think is the break that I have deserved after all of these horrifying games that I have been playing. Although I really have to say I did like Indigo Park. Indigo Park did scare the shit out of me, but it was a very good game. Okay, let me just make sure. There we go. Content warning. Although the characters and story of Monochrome Pixels are fictional, the issues of abuse and mistreatment in the game industry are not. Monochrome Pixel contains the following: a toxic workplace. I did not read the rest of those warnings. Welcome to Monochrome Pixels. Please take a couple of moments to set up your game. Those warnings were probably necessary. Okay. Save. Oh, that's a lot of save slots. Options. I like the window option. I do. Thank you for reminding me. Stream information. Okay. Is there even one for this game? There is! Monochrome Pixels. This game does exist as a... Okay. Thank you for reminding me. I always forget right when I first get to the game. Transitions, I want that on. Click ends auto. Yes. I don't think I want auto on. I think I want it. That's all good. Let's see. Captions. I will be self-voicing. Okay. Please adjust the display settings to your liking, then click Next to continue. You can change these settings at any time in the Options menu. Ooh, I like that one. That one's easier for me to read. Would you like to enable image descriptions? No, I think we're good. No, I kind of want them, though. I think that'd be good. We'll have them on. If I find them annoying, I can always go back and turn them off. Okay. Next. Would you like to enable audio captions? Ooh. I want those on. Okay. Certain transitions and animations in the game utilize CRT glitch type effects like the image in the middle of the screen. This may be disabled via reduce animations. Nah, they're fine. That concludes initial setup. Thank you. As a reminder, you may change the settings at any time in the options menu. Yeah, if I need to change them, I'll go back and change them. Oh, this looks so cool. I'm excited. This was also recommended to me by Rascal, so I'm assuming that this is going to be horrifying. The boss. You're nothing to this company. Damn. Sorry, just right off the bat. You're nothing to this company. Damn. At first, this phrase opened a wound. A menacing man whose face is obscured stands before Diana. You know you're disposable. But over time, the more I saw your face, the more that wound swelled into an excruciating, vulnerable infection. As time passed and I got to see your face more and more, the wound opened up wider and wider, becoming exposed. The man smiles at her, eerily so. I can replace you just like that. And eventually, it became infected. So much so that it leached into my brain and traveled its way down to my heart. I should be dead, but here I am. Still living. Or am I? After all the time I've spent with you, I question if I'm even still alive. But whenever I see you, I have trouble breathing. I want to run away, but my legs refuse to move. No matter how much I try to break free, my brain is shackled by one command. Don't defy the boss. That laugh was creepy. Holy shit. I'm gonna crack open my cold one with the boys. And the boys is gender neutral for you guys. Wasn't that nice? Wasn't that a nice can opening sound for this wonderful evening we're having together? I'm having generic orange soda from my local grocery store. And you might think I might be lying, but actually, like, it is literally just called grocery store brand orange soda. It's hilarious. And you're like, Marie, what does this taste like? It literally, imagine what a PNG of an orange looks like to you. That is what this soda tastes like. It literally just tastes like a PNG orange. It's great. It's hilarious. And you're like, does that taste good? Yes. It's so good. I'm over here drinking PNG orange. Day 1. This is very spooky. Oomph? My vision is obscured by my warm and heavy comforter. Literally me. Like, I literally turned my fan on last night, my overhead fan, because I sleep every night with a, what is it called? A weighted blanket. And I refuse to go a day without sleeping without it because I literally can't. So, like, it will be 100 degrees outside at night, and I will have, like, my little fan struggling to, like, keep my room, like, cool, and there'll just be me sweating underneath my, like, super heavy, like, weighted blanket because I refuse to sleep without it. After throwing off her comforter, Diana sees her pink studio apartment. The lights inside are turned off. Tossing it aside, I expose myself to the cold air moving through my apartment along with the source of the noise, my phone. The time reads 7:30 a.m., meaning it's time for Diana to get up, unfortunately. I used to like this sound 5 years ago, but just like other recent decisions in my life, it eventually soured on me and I've grown to loathe it. It's way too happy. Then again, I tried darker tunes and they had the same effect, so maybe it's just me instead of the psycho engineer who created the cheerful tune. Grabbing my phone, I turn off my alarm and stare up at the ceiling aimlessly. I don't want to go to work. I don't want to get up in general. I want to stay in bed, in my very comfortable bed that I used my bonus on, so that I can stay on my phone, because I sure as hell don't want to go back to sleep. But I have to get up and go to work. Damn it, capitalism and your inability to allow anyone a moment's respite. Ain't that the truth? I bring myself up into a forward lurch and manage to straighten up before my head makes contact with my bed. After getting out, I head over to my small bathroom to make myself look pretty. God, even just thinking about the word leaves an awful taste in my mouth. I leave my bathroom after brushing my teeth and combing my apple-colored hair enough to get straight and unfrizzled. Stepping over a few dirty clothes on the floor, I open my dresser and pick out my outfit. I'm skilled in many things, even if people say I'm not. If there's one thing no one has doubted me for, it's my ability to dress. Okay, she's very cute. Also, the eye bags. Say no more, girl. Me too. That should work. Comfortable, but presentable. After doing some final checks, I toss my worn-out purse over my shoulder before grabbing what I need to survive during the downtime, my phone and over-the-ear headphones. Despite everything, these babies still work, and I'm forever grateful for that. Especially the phone. Phones are absurdly priced these days. Opening up Paramusic, I start my travel playlist. A track from Shin Megumi Tensei, Demon Punishment, begins to play, and I can feel my shoulders relax, my heart slowing to a reasonable pace as the tension seeps out of my body.
You're okay, Diana. You're going to be okay.
You know, that is just the daily routine, you know? At least until I get to the office. After that, well, I'll manage. Turning the handle, I exit my apartment and take the stairs down, making my way to my usual bus stop. Just like how it's always been, Mad Lobster Interactive's office is brightly lit, giving some much-needed life to this otherwise dreary atmosphere. The second floor where Diana works is lined to the brim with cubicles. If one didn't know it, they would have assumed they walked into a typical corporate office building rather than a game studio. Mad Lobster Interactive. Oh, how I didn't miss you during our brief time apart. Even though I'm early, I decide to make a dash for my desk despite a few colleagues greeting me along the way. A painful twinge pulls into my heart when I see them frown or make a sour face. Diana arrives at her cubicle. It's filled with trinkets and video game memorabilia. After putting my stuff down in my cubicle, I settle into my chair and recline into the indent I've made for myself. If there's any upside to working here, to which there's at least a few, it's this office chair. It's somehow more comfortable than my bed, and when I get the chance to lean back enough, I can feel my body thank me for the brief moment of relaxation. I take off my headphones and let the comforting sound of my music grow faint as I place it on my desk. Okay, what's on today's agenda? Logging in to my work computer, I clock in for the day. I'm 5 minutes early. A barrage of messages greets me the moment I open up Slouch and Look, all related to the current project I'm working on, Dinowind. It's an upcoming free-to-play dark fantasy game with gotcha elements. Why is it always a gotcha game? It's always the gotcha games. You gotta get more gotcha games on the market. We gotta squeeze these young 8-year-olds of their parents' money. We want gifts from you, but only if it's money. We gotta get you hooked on our game so we can take your money. Oh my god. Literally, I feel like every third game that's released on the market nowadays is the gotcha game. Like, I know I'm obsessed with a gotcha game, but I'm an adult and I don't spend actual money on it. And I think it's ridiculous. Like, guys, you don't need to play gacha games to feel happy. Like, look into my eyes. There are other games out there, okay? I promise. It's coming along. There's been a number of progress bumps along the road. Our team keeps getting smaller and smaller, which means the workload keeps getting heavier and heavier. 30K a year is nowhere near enough for what I'm doing, but what am I supposed to do about that? I'm hoping the game is received well when it releases in 2 years. It would suck to disappoint our players, especially after the positive response on the reveal trailer. We've all worked too hard on this project for it to fail. At this point, only time will tell. As I'm typing away, answering messages to whoever is sending them my way, a loud ping emits from my phone. A personal email? From who? Oh god, I hope it's not another crypto scam message.
No.
Don't respond back, Diana. It's tempting, the thought of sending a snarky reply so that a crypto bro with broken English gets mad at you for insulting them. As I whisper that to myself, I glance around to make sure that the coast is clear before opening up to my phone, because I don't dare get off task on my work computer. I open my inbox first, dropping my shoulders after reading the first unread email. Interview request. About Mad Lobster Interactive. Is that journalist again? Will only they get the hint that I'm not interested in their interview? Sighing, I shove my phone into my coat pocket. I don't have time for another ping. What did I just say? I don't have time for... Before I take out my phone again, 4 more pings follow a quick succession of each other. No, they're not coming from my phone. They're coming from my PC. A bright red bubble with the number 5 sitting in the corner of the slouch icon is staring right up at me. Who could need my attention that urgently? Did something happen? I pop open the window, a glance at the unread direct messages to see who contacted me. And right then and there, my heart drops. 5 messages from Godric. Seconds feel like minutes as I stare at the red bubble next to his name, my stomach turning as I mull over the possibilities. It could be anything, and that's what's frightening. You never know what you'll get with Godric. My hand starts to shake as I drag my mouse closer to his contact. Just go in expecting the worst, Diana. That way, you won't be disappointed with whatever happens. I brace myself for whatever comes my way before clicking on his messages. Good morning, Diana. I'm reaching out because I have an important matter to discuss with you. Please get to my office pronto. Like in 3 minutes pronto. Thanks.
What?
An important matter? What's so important that he couldn't even disclose it to me on Slouch? The storm of possibilities rampaging through my mind transform into a single typhoon as I mull over one fact. It's not that he doesn't want to tell me on Slouch, it's that he can't tell me on Slouch. What is it that he wants? As much as I want to figure it out, Godric hates waiting. After all, he wants me at his office in 3 minutes. He wants me in his office in 3 minutes. He does remember that it takes 5 minutes to get to his office, right? That's a dumb question. Of course he knows that. If Godric were to hear me, I can imagine him saying, "Not with that attitude. Everything can be done a little faster if you put your mind to it." Stilling myself, I bravely get up out of my chair and power walk to the elevator, hoping to get there as fast as humanly possible. Some coworkers try to get my attention, but they stop themselves once they realize I'm headed to Godric's office. The curious expressions become forlorn looks once I pass by them. At least they know. 2.5 minutes later. Jesus Christ! I lean against the wall, panting as I try to catch my breath. I couldn't take the elevator. Assholes closed the door right before I could get on. Somehow, by the grace of God, I managed to run up 2 flights of stairs and get here. In heels? Girl, you're stronger than me. My body could never. I honestly didn't think my legs were capable of that with all the sitting I do. Maybe in another life, I was an Olympic athlete that won multiple gold medals in the 100-meter dash and became star runner in the 400-meter relay. And just like that, I arrive early, exactly how he likes it. I wipe the sweat off of my brow before gently knocking on Godric's office door. Come in! Come in. His jovial voice pierces through the closed doorway like a sharp key, granting me entry. I open the door and step into his office. Inside is a scene I don't expect. Diana enters Godric's office. It's filled with trophies and awards he's won, from childhood to adulthood. He even has a picture of himself hanging in the corner. I see Godric standing next to someone. From the looks of it, he's a young fellow with colorful hair and a peppy attire that makes me feel dressed down. The sight of this iridescent stranger eases the tightness in my chest. Though that begs the question, who are they? They certainly don't look like a stockholder or a CEO from another company. Could they be an employee here?
Good morning.
Diana! There you are. Oh, why do you look so scared? My, you do know that you're not in trouble, right? Do I? Do I? Jeez, make me look like the devil incarnate with how petrified you look.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I was a bit frantic because you told me to get here urgently, within 3 minutes. Godric's eyes widen slightly. He doesn't seem to recall his messages from earlier. Did he really forget about those already? Godric steps away from the young man and walks towards me. On instinct, my body takes a couple of steps back. Well, being on time is always good. But, you know what I always say, Diana, everything can be done a little faster if you put your mind to it. I was hoping that telling you that this matter was urgent would encourage you to walk with some pep in your step. Your very vague messages were supposed to be encouraging? How? God, I hate you so much. Godric claps his hands together, bringing the matter to a close.
Chop, chop.
Now. We don't have all day to argue about the little things. Let's get to the matter at hand. We can't keep the young man waiting any longer. Skipping back over to the mysterious man like a child hopped up on candy, Godric wraps his arms around their shoulder and pulls them close. Judging by their unwavering smile, the person doesn't seem to mind the close contact.
Diana, this is Enya, our newest junior game designer. Enya, this tardy yet surprisingly efficient senior game designer is Diana.
They were on time! They were even early. What the fuck do you mean? The young man waves at me eagerly, his eyes shining brightly as he looks at me with the affection a puppy would give their owner. Oh, baby. Enya smiles at Diana while Godric looks on with a sly grin.
Hiya. The name's Enya. Wait, Godric already said that. Anyway, it's nice to meet you, Diana.
You're too cute. I love you. I once at his loud introduction. I wasn't expecting for someone to sound so eager this early, let alone in an office setting. Diana closes her eyes, clearly frustrated. Enya frowns.
It's nice to meet you too, Enya. Godric, mind filling me in on what's going on?
What do you think is going on? I brought you in here so I can introduce you to a new employee. There can only be one answer. I want you to mentor Enya. What? I know it's a bit of a last minute, so let me explain. Unfortunately, the employee I originally had in mind to mentor our sweet little Enya left the company. And you know I can't just throw Enya out there without a guide. What kind of boss would do something so heartless? You? You! I literally called it. So I went through our current list of employees and found that you were the most suitable candidate. Years of experience, a senior in their department, and you sure know how to handle a heavy workload. That last skill is very important, especially since we're ramping up development on DynoWind. We'll need all hands on deck if we want to complete the project on time. The mentorship starts effective immediately and will last for the whole week. By next week, Enya will be flying solo. With that being said, I hope you can fill the role. Voice your concern.
Not this again.
I should have saved! God damn it. Godric. He narrows his eyes at me. I feel myself shrink under his sharp... Wait. Okay. Okay. Voice your concern.
This again.
Godric. He narrows his eyes at me. I feel myself shrink under his sharp and subtle gaze. Yes, Diana. Ugh, how do I phrase this without as little pushback as possible?
Listen.
I have my concerns about that.
Huh.
Concerns? He looks at Enya, who's still smiling. Godric then looks back at me, eerily mimicking Enya's smile, which sends shivers down my spine.
Whatever are you talking about?
And what exactly are those concerns, Diana? I'm not sure if I can handle mentoring them. Like you said, development on Dynamite is getting more serious, and as a senior member on the project, I have enough on my plate as it is. I'm implementing assets and features, working on documentation, attending meetings, and reading over scripts. And that's just a fraction of what I'm doing. I really can't handle more than that. Surprisingly, I was able to finish talking. It felt nice. I think this is the longest I've gotten to talk to Godric without interruption. Maybe he'll reconsider me being Enya's mentor. Maybe he'll find someone else who's less busy. Or maybe not. My hopes are dashed when Godric's skin gets a tad wider. Godric flicks his index finger up towards the ceiling. However, I am not the kind of man that wouldn't compensate my employees for their work. Bullshit, you aren't. Once again, Godric leaves Enya's side and strolls up to me, rubbing his hands together like a conniving salesman. You know, like the one in The Legend of Zelda, Laura's Mask. Wait, The Legend of Zolda, Laura's Mask. What would you like, Diana? You can wish for anything and I'll grant it, as thanks for mentoring Enya. A paid vacation? Not that. Maybe something else. Okay, motherfucker. A bonus? Also not possible. Okay, so anything but a paid vacation and a bonus. Okay, so the two most reasonable things in this situation you can't grant. Oh, how wonderful. Unpaid vacation. Godric pinches the bridge of his nose and lets out a heavy sigh. Unpaid vacation. Okay, you know what? How about this? Godric leans in close, wrapping his arm around my shoulder, preparing to whisper his proposition. I want to squirm out of his hold, but my body just freezes, unable to move. I've been keeping an eye on you and what you do on your computer. If I remember correctly, you took some time out of your ever-so-busy workday to go look up a game. What was it called? The one where you run a cafe and talk to people? Tea-Talk? Yes, that one. So nice of you to remember. How about I just, get you that game? What do you say? I know it's such a good offer, and it's coming out of my own pocket, too. It's impossible to say no. Well, I already know I can't say no. Might as well say yes and get something out of this before he takes the offer back and gives me the task anyway. So when can I expect the game? Early next week. Let's check on that so it's official. Godric holds a free hand out for me to shake. Deal. Uncomfortably, I shake his hand. His grip is tight and firm. It's almost like he does this for a living.
Excellent.
Good. Although you could afford to sound a little more enthusiastic about the deal. But it's fine. It's fine. Godric leaves my side and I feel like I can breathe again. He goes to sit behind his desk. Godric claps his hands together happily.
I expected nothing less from our employee of the month.
I know I could count on you, Diana. Godric gestures Enya to me. Enya, be sure to ask any questions that are on your mind. Oh, and make yourself at home. When you're here, you're family. Red flag. Fuck it, red flag. If your company is saying, oh, we're like a family here. No. No, you're not. Fuck that. Oh my god. Just because you see the people you work with just as much or sometimes more than your family does not mean that they are your family. Okay? Gross. I roll my eyes. Enya nods. I'm sure the cubicle in front of Diana's is free for the taking. Go ahead and take it. That way you won't need to go far to ask any nail-biting questions you may have. Thank you so much, Godric. Oh, and thank you, Diana, for taking me under your wing. Enya bows. I promise you, I won't be a bother. Oh ho, a bow? I'm a bit jealous. I didn't get that kind of treatment when Enya met me. Don't you feel special, Princess Diana?
Conversation over.
Mm-hmm. Now go.
Shoot.
There's no time to waste. Godric instantly waves us away, directing us towards the door. Have a good rest of your day, Godric. You too, Enya. Enya and I both exit Godric's office. Not even a second later, I see Godric from the corner of my eye, sitting down and kicking his feet up on his shiny, expensive wooden desk. Now, where do I want to go on vacation next? That motherfucker. Those are the last words I hear slip out of Godric's mouth before his office door closes behind us. From here, we head back down the elevator to the second floor.
That's
Whoa, that's your cubicle? It's so awesome looking. I love your figurines and pins. Enya holds his hands together as his eyes gleam with delight. It's weird seeing someone so happy in an office space. Usually everyone else has a neutral face. Or if they're like me, they also have a resting bitch face. Yeah. I wouldn't take you to some random person's desk.
Enya.
Anyway, your desk is over here right in front of mine. I point to the empty cubicle, but Enya's attention remains on my area. Enya? Enya walks up to my desk and admires the trinkets I have lying around amongst the clutter. He's eyeing my final Crystal 7 Reborn figurine, a collector's edition exclusive. No way! You got the Clyde figurine? Can I touch it? The ambitious yet curious glint in their eyes has me feeling a little anxious. Before they can get any closer, I put my arm between them and my precious Clyde figurine. No. Please don't. It's very expensive. Besides, remember where we are. We're at work. And yeah, not at my house. We can't just loiter around looking at stuff.
I'm sorry.
Right. Sorry. Before I sit down, I just want to know, you have all your login information, yeah? To slouch and look, etc., etc.? I got it all this morning. Good. And the documentation for Dino Wind, were you able to read it all? Yep, read it all in the last few days while I was at home.
Good job.
Awesome. So you have a good grasp on how everything is going. So you want to... I pause. There's a lot to be done. But as a junior game designer, it'll be wrong to take on such a heavy burden, especially in his first week. I glance toward the medicine clock on the wall. The second hand is moving on without a care in the world. The minute hand slowly following behind it. I have so much I need to get done. Okay, first things first. Log on to Slouch. Click on the pin section on the designer chat. There should be a link to Bitesoft Teams. Log into that and you'll have an email with a list of tasks for the week from the producer. It might not be much since it's your first week. To be fair, no one was aware that you were even coming. At least I wasn't. Can do. Enya gives me a tiny salute before turning their attention to their PC. Let's hope they can guide themselves for now. Diana is leaning forward towards her computer, working on a task. I take a seat at my desk and immediately get to work on replying to some messages I missed while I was meeting with Godric. They're not a lot, but work here can pile on pretty quickly. If I don't catch up on it now, the load will get heavier and heavier. An hour passes, and then another hour, and another. It all feels like a long drag as I type away on my keyboard, adding in notes for the programmers and sending out messages to the narrative designer. I still need to work with UI/UX and see how that's coming along. The lead UI designer sent over some concepts for the event screen, but I have to make sure it matches the document that we had going. That way I can send over proper feedback before moving on to incorporating the first version of the event UI into the game. Diana? What did I write down in the design document while collaborating with them? Diana? Scouring through the directory, I scroll through the webpage looking for it. Nope. Not it. Okay, why are these concept arts here? They should be in the art.
Look at me.
Diana! Huh? I turn the sound of the interruption and come face to face with Enya, who is staring at me with their bottom lip puckered and their eyebrows arched.
Hey.
Oh, hey, what's going on? I need help with... I'm a little stuck, or more like I don't know where to start. It's some documentation stuff in regards to the event system. I glance at the clock on my computer. 11:21 a.m. Workday ends at 6. I really don't have time to help Enya, but I can't exactly leave them to fend for themselves. Okay. I'll go over and help them. If I don't help them and they do poorly on the task, how will that reflect on me as a mentor, as an employee? Exactly. And then hopefully teaching them how to do it means that in the future, they'll know how to do it correctly. What would Godric think? All right, I can help you out. Really? Thank you. Enya sits back down at their desk. I grab my wireless mouse before rolling my chair over to my desk and adjusting myself so I can see the screen. So what exactly are you having trouble with? I ask as I move my mouse around on Enya's desk. He glances down at the mouse, arching his brow. It's a safety measure. Now what's going on? Oh, okay. Well, anyway, here's what I'm having trouble with. One of my tasks is to analyze games from competing companies and write down notes on what could work for Dynamite's event system, but I'm not too sure how to go about that. Like, do we want to take player feedback into account as well? What kind of reward should we offer and at what tiers? Alternative outfits, new units, side content to the primary character? You're thinking 5 steps ahead, Enya. That's what's tripping you up. Just take it one step at a time. Start simple. Look up some games similar to ours and see what they did. An easy way to do that is by searching up some fantasy mobile games. Not dark fantasy? You can, but for right now, it's good to have a broader scope. Okay. I watch as Enya looks up some fantasy games. As I scroll through the search results, I take notice of the colorful items decorating their computer screen. Small sticky notes with doodles on them. I don't recognize any of the characters drawn, though. Before we have time to ask about them, Enya comes up with her own question. So, I found some games that are similar to ours. What now? Well, now you can look into their past event history. My suggestion? Look at those fan-made wiki pages. Those have all of the nitty-gritty details, such as event type, point distribution, and more. Take notes on what the company did and how we may be able to incorporate it into our game. Or better yet, put our own spin on it. Gotcha! As Enya explores the internet and takes notes on their findings, I find myself staring at their sticky notes once more. They have charm, I'll give them that. After spending some time guiding Enya through the document, they're able to muster up a good first draft. Huh, that wasn't so bad. It was really just a bunch of research and analytics. The task list made it seem way more scary and complex than it actually was. Although, I think I might have had something to do with that. Enya turns toward me and flashes me a radiant smile. One so warm that it could melt ice caps. Thanks, Diana. I really appreciate your help.
What?
I shake my head. Don't pat yourself on the back, Diana. You're doing the bare minimum. You're doing your job. There's no need to feel good about what you're supposed to be doing. It's just my job. No need to thank me. Enya points to my mouse that I'm still moving about on their desk. A reminder for myself to make sure I don't get clocked for inactivity. Well, it looks like you just took extra steps that most people wouldn't, so I think things are in order. Ooh, how about this? Maybe I can treat you to lunch sometime? Spending time together, huh?
No.
I'm good, thanks.
That's
What?
so mean.
How can you say no to free food? I just don't do outings, Enya. I appreciate the offer, but I'll need to decline. Okay, but I owe you still. I'll think of something you can agree to. I shake my head.
Conversation over.
No, you literally don't owe me. I'm telling you that you don't owe me. Just stop, okay? Move on and focus on work. Oh, okay. I take a seat back at my desk and actually get back to work, doing what I need to do before the day's over. Diana is leaning forward towards her computer working on a task. As I'm typing away on my desk, I hear sounds of shuffling feet and nonsensical chatter, which can only mean one thing. Lunchtime! Enya's jovial proclamation nearly causes me to stumble out of my chair. I look up to see the bright, smiling employee peeking out from the top of his cubicle. Wait, how is he peeking out from the top? Is he standing on top of his chair?
Enya.
Get down before you get hurt, please. This place isn't a playground. You are not going to get workers' comp for this. I'll be fine. I have perfect ballot. Enya stumbles backwards, his grip on the divider being the only thing that saves him from a minor concussion. Me! See? Fine. The fear in your eyes says otherwise, Enya. Enya looks around at some of the remaining employees who are still at their desks working. They glance at Enya, then turn their eyes back to me, fully concerned. You going to lunch, Diana?
Uh-huh.
Yes. Why? They bounce a little, the glint in their eyes becoming larger and almost unbearably bright. Well, then let's go together. I figured if you didn't want to go out to grab lunch, I can comp your lunch in the office cafeteria instead. I heard good things about the food and it's affordable, so I know I can definitely get you a meal. You don't have to. Hush! I shall, and I will. Do you want me to annoy you until the end of time about this? You will be compensated for helping me, whether you like it or not. Well, I don't like the alternative. All right, I'll accept, but don't think of this as anything more than you buying me a meal. Okay, weird, but I'll accept your terms and conditions. Enya hops off their desk with a loud, muffled thump onto the office carpet. They then stroll over to me, grinning from ear to ear. Now then, to the cafeteria! Yippee! Here, wait, I kind of want to change the name of the stream too. Well, I don't know if this is actually a dating sim or not. I already... I've only had Enya for 2 seconds. But I would blow up a building for him. No, but I would die for him. No, I would blow up a building for him. Fits better. This is so I love him. He's so cute. With Enya by my side, I lead the charge to the cafeteria. Unlike earlier, I managed to catch the elevator and the both of us squeeze into the tight space, touching shoulder to shoulder with the other hungry employees. Everyone looks at me and then at Enya, confused at who they are. Seems like Godric forgot to tip everyone off about their arrival. Once the elevator doors close, their attention on us dissipates, and some of them begin to talk to one another about their lives. One of the older male employees asks what he should do for his kid's birthday, if he can get the day off, that is. A younger employee, who seems like she came straight out of college, ranted about the minor inconveniences that happened to them over the weekend. Someone else talked about their fiancé. He was rubbing his engagement ring as he spoke of them gleefully. Eyeing the ring finger, my stomach aches, and I bite down on my bottom lip to prevent tears from coming. Thankfully, the elevator doors open and I run out, freeing myself from that suffocating space. Whoa, you okay? Not a fan of tight spaces, Diana? No, apparently she was just having a mental breakdown for being lonely. I don't have that problem. I'm the friendship Pokemon. I have all the love I need from my friends. Huh. All I can do is nod. Enya doesn't question me any further as the two of us head towards the cafeteria. Hopefully the food won't upset my stomach any more than it already is. Diana and Enya enter the workplace cafeteria. The small cafeteria is bustling with activity as the starving employees look to get a meal to fill their stomachs. Enya pulls me toward the small line, eager to get their lunch.
Look at this.
Wow, this place is pretty nice. You know, I never had a workplace cafeteria before. If I ever wanted to eat somewhere, I'd have to sit at the back of a store in a cold break room. So this is definitely an upgrade, haha. The cafeteria is a perk, I'll admit. Decent food, plenty of options to fulfill anyone's dietary needs, and affordable. Most studios our size don't even have something like this. As we get to the front of the line, Enya stares up at the menu, wondering what to get. I think I'll get a vegetarian burrito with a side of fries and a lemon soda. What about you, Diana? What are you getting? Remember my treat. Remember my treat, so you can get whatever you want. The way you phrase that makes it seem like you're the mentor and I'm the mentee. Let's see. What am I in the mood for? Anytime that there's a decision, I'm like, we have to save. We have to save. I'm an indecisive bitch. Let's see. Something light but filling. Okay, so I'm going to choose based off what I would eat for a lunch meal, which would be eat something light but filling. Because every time I eat, I have like so many medications that for lunch, I have to eat something really light. And then for dinner, I eat like a heavier meal. Because the amount of medications I have, the way that they work is that like I have to eat something light but filling for lunch, because otherwise I get really sick. And then when my meds wear off, I get really hungry at dinner time, so then I eat a lot of food then. So usually like I have like a really small breakfast, and then I have a really light but filling lunch, and then I eat snacks throughout the day, and then I have a really big dinner. So that's why I'm choosing this option. A chicken Caesar salad and peach juice for me, please. What? Just a salad and a drink? You sure? Hey, chicken is an additional $3 charge. I don't want to bleed you dry. Hey, chicken is an additional $3 charge. I don't want to bleed you dry. Plus, it'll be enough. My doctor told me to eat more salads with protein so I don't feel so tired all the time. As long as you're sure. After Enya pays for the both of our meals, he looks around for a place to sit. Oh, there's an open table over here. Come on, let's grab it before someone else does. He wants to eat together? That wasn't part of the plan. But I guess an unspoken rule about mentoring involves having a meal with your mentee at any given time. How would that reflect upon me if Godric found Enya all by his lonesome? Not great, I guess. Let him be your friend. God damn it, Diana. Let him be your friend. He's cute. He just wants to be your friend. Then again, I could easily make it up if I went back to my desk and worked. Surely he wouldn't mind then. I'm gonna save. But I'm gonna eat with him. Are you kidding? I want him to be my friend. God damn it! We are the friendship Pokemon. I don't protest as Enya points over to a free table. I begrudgingly follow him and take a seat. I pick up my fork and start playing with my food. Not too long after, I look up at Enya with a weary-eyed expression. What do I say? It's been, geez, I can't even remember when I sat down with someone like this. A casual setting with no work attached. I should have gone back to my desk.
Question.
So, when did you start working here, Diana? You know, since you're a senior game designer and all.
Oh, hey.
7 years ago? Wait, how old are you then?
What?
Has no one ever told you not to ask a woman her age? Enya stares at me with wide-eyed frozen in place. When Enya.exe reboots, a blush comes up their face. I love him. Protect him forever. I love him. You're right. I'm so sorry. You know what? Forget I asked. It's fine, Enya. To answer your question, I'm 32. This girl is 9 years older than me. Crazy. So you're 5 years older than me. I just turned 27 this year. I'm literally a baby compared to these people. What the fuck? He's still baby to me, though. It's fine. I just turned 27 this year. I nod, taking a bite out of my food. Ah, well, happy belated birthday, Enya. Thanks. The conversation dies down and we're back to sitting in uncomfortable silence. At least for me, it is. Enya doesn't seem to mind the pause in conversation from how they're bouncing around and smiling. I should ask him something. Indecisive bitch. A or B? A or B? I mean, since we saved, it doesn't really matter. What do I care about more in this moment? Do I care about what he did more or what his favorite game is? Because he's now working at a game design thing. Okay, so me, I would have been like, okay, what's your favorite game? You're working at a game design place. What's your favorite game? How could you ask me such a question? The sudden scream from Enya catches everyone's attention around us. I huddle forward, covering myself with my arms.
This isn't fair.
That's like asking a parent who their favorite kid is! Jesus, you don't need to be so loud about it, though. Enya takes care to speak more calmly after a sudden outburst. If I had to pick, it would definitely be Pocket Monsters Gray. He's right, though. I also would be like, damn, what is my favorite game? And just be like listing games. I'm like, I don't know if I have like a favorite, but these are all games that I really like. Okay, we all know what my favorite game is right now. It's Honkai Star Rail, okay? Like, a bitch be knowing. A bitch be knowing. Great character design, cooking minigames, and a great story. What more can you ask out of the Pocket Monsters series? I haven't played Pocket Monsters in forever. I think the last one I played was Pocket Monsters Storm of Darkness XD. I'm more of a story gal. I really dug the plot there. I also liked the change in gameplay from the mainline Pocket Monster games. I haven't tried out those games, but they seemed fun from the streams I've watched. You should give it a try and experience it yourself. I highly recommend it. If I can find a copy at a reasonable price, I will. So what about you? What's your favorite game? No Escape 888, that's for sure. With his mouthful of food, Enya quirks a brow at me. Okay, before you spit bits of food in my face, let me answer your question of what's that? For the rest of lunch, I talk to Enya about No Escape and what it is. The further I get into its plot, without spoilers, the more questions they ask. The conversation continues upstairs, where it nicely concludes with Enya purchasing a digital copy of the game. Maybe spending time with Enya wasn't such a bad idea after all. See, this is how you make friends. This is how you make friends. You just ask them what their favorite, like, here's the thing. Making friends with friends small talk is, like, it's easier than people make it out to be. And, like, the thing is that you like, yes, it's awkward at first because, like, the thing is that you just kind of have to stare the awkwardness in the face, and you just kind of have to, yeah, you gotta do, like, the awkward bits of, like, okay, so, like, what's your favorite, like, you gotta do the awkward bits of, like, okay, how are you, what are you doing, and, like, the little bits. But then at a certain point, you just kind of have to grit your teeth, point at your feet, and stare at them, and then you just kind of have to be like, okay, what's your favorite game? And you just kind of have to, like, once you've already set the groundwork of interacting with someone, and, like, you realize that, like, you vibe with them, you just kind of have to grit your teeth and be vulnerable and be like, what's your favorite game? Or, like, what's something you like about this? And you just kind of have to be vulnerable for a moment, because the thing is that the only way to make friends with people is by being vulnerable and by letting other people in. And the thing is that if you're vulnerable first, another person is more likely to be vulnerable back. So obviously, like, yeah, it's hard and it sucks. And, like, obviously the, like, oh, the horrifyingness of being known and all of that. But the thing is that you're never going to make friends if you don't take that first step and be like, oh, like, one of my favorite games is Honkai Star Rail, and I like it because I like the characters and the game and the lore, and I like how my friends like to make fun of me because I like the same characters in every single game, which is, like, oh, and how they always end up being a blonde character. And, like, and then you can like ask the next person of, oh, what is your favorite game? And, like, it's a process. That's the thing. It's a process. And once you start laying the groundwork, it's so easy to continue it. Anyway, I love to see it. What the hell am I saying? Girl. I'm gonna kill you. I can't let myself get too close to Enya. As long as I know them, we're just coworkers, nothing more. I'm gonna kill you for sport. I'm gonna hunt you for sport, actually. You should be friends with your coworkers. Even if you don't want to be, like, bestie friends with your coworkers, you should at least be on, like, good terms with them. And you always want to have at least one coworker who is, like, your best friend coworker. Because, like, it is the only way that it is going to make your life at work not completely miserable. All right? It's a little before 6 o'clock now, and the office lights are off. Diana, Enya, and others are still here wrapping up tasks for the day. I closed out an early preview of some event gameplay for Dino Wind. There's plenty of room for fine-tuning, especially with the SFX and battle system. I'll have to make a note of that. But for now, it's time to head home. I'm not getting paid overtime after all. And I am not repeating last Friday. Nope, not doing it. With a freshly peeled sticky note and pen, I jot down a reminder for myself. Send SFX feedback to the sound team. Review battle system with game designers. Diana, are you leaving? I look up to see Enya poking their head out from their cubicle, staring at me with a soft smile. Yeah, I'm about to, just writing a reminder to myself of what I need to get done. That's smart. Yeah, it's always good to have a physical reminder because you may end up forgetting otherwise. Enya nods while taking out a sticky note to write that down. Note to self, write more things down on sticky notes so you don't forget. You know, you didn't have to write that down, yeah? Well, if what you're saying is true, then I'll need to make a physical reminder to make more physical reminders. The sound of the adhesive taps my ear as Enya places the sticky note on their computer monitor somewhere. And done. Now I won't forget. Alrighty then. I get up out of my chair to stretch a bit, and it doesn't take long before I start feeling the aches in my muscles. Ugh, that hurt. I throw all of my stuff into my bag before taking my headphones out from the desk drawer and putting them on. The calming melody of the T-Talk soundtrack greets my ears. Walking to the beat of the music, I slowly make my way towards the elevator with Enya in tow. However, he doesn't say a word, despite the way his attention flickers between me and what's ahead. We eventually get to the ground floor. Enya runs on ahead to the exit, but not before turning back to wave at me. I don't wave back. Strangely, his smile doesn't fade, sending a sharp pang through my heart. I look down at my phone, its black screen giving me a close-up reflection of myself. It's the same tired reflection that I see every morning before I head to work, the same one I see before I go to bed every night. My eyes drip upwards at the exit Enya has left through. I shove my phone back into my pocket and quickly exit the office building, preparing myself for the same corporate song and dance I have to endure tomorrow. As soon as I step into my apartment, I heave out a heavy sigh, with some of the pressure easing off my shoulders. I toss my purse onto my kitchen counter and slip over to my bed, falling back onto it and taking in its comforting embrace. There's so much that needs to be done. There's so much that I want to do, but my body is screaming at me for some rest. Ugh. I don't think I'll ever get to my dream backlog. Over 50 games that I was looking forward to playing, not collecting virtual dust on my computer. My eyes flutter shut as the last bit of my energy fades away, and I reluctantly give in to sleep. Ah, I'm awake. I'm awake. I sit up immediately and look around. Thank God I'm still in my apartment and not in my cubicle. Girl, why do you have work pings on your phone? Girl, I would never. You would never catch me dead having work pings on my phone. Ooh, that reminds me. Has my brother let the dogs out yet? I should text him. From the side, I see a bright green light flickering on my phone screen. Seems like I got a work message. Again. You would never catch me dead opening work messages outside of work hours. If I'm not on the clock, it's not my business. A reluctant tap on my phone opens the unread slouch message. It's from Godric, and it looks like he sent me a short essay. Oh, baby girl. I'm sorry. The grip on my phone tightens and my vision blurs as Godric's words become a large white blob of nothing. You need to read it, Diana. It can't be that bad, can it? It could also wait till tomorrow. When, like, you're well rested and not... And when it's not literally dark out, and when you're on the clock, baby. I take a moment to breathe and whisper words of reassurance, my heartbeat slowing to a quiet yet nervous rhythm. Again, like, I would never have anything on my phone that had to do with work. If my bosses were texting me outside of work, I'd be like, sorry, it's outside of work hours. If you need me, I'll be clocking in at this time. Thanks, bye. I start reading Godric's message. Diana, I wanted to speak with you at the end of the workday, but it seems that you ran off before I had the chance to say anything. Just wanted to say that I hope you can teach Enya the way things work around at Mad Lobster. He's new here, which means he's likely to screw up on the job, and that leads to issues. We don't want that, do we? So make sure you're a good mentor employee during Enya's first week here so we don't run into any unnecessary problems. If you don't, well...
It's not me who you'll let down. It's everyone else on the team.
Also, if your bosses are talking to you like this, run. Seriously. This is not the way that bosses should be talking to you. Godric's voice echoes in my head as I read his last sentence. It delivers a devastating gut punch to the stomach, something I should be used to by now. I want to throw up. But instead, I type up a reply. Understood, Godric. Closing slouch, I open up my calendar and add one test to my already long list. Mentor Enya. Close my phone and toss it to the side before mustering up the strength to change out of my work attire and into my cozy pajamas. It's not long after I sneak under my covers that Godric's words have inflicted my mind, invading what is usually my sanctuary away from the outside world. I hug my knees tightly, staring at the wall until my body gives out once again and embraces the loathsome darkness. Day 2. There's a presence behind me, familiar but very unsettling. Where? Where are you hiding? A menacing man from the previous day's nightmare emerges. His face is still obscured, but it's clearly Godric. I'm right here, Diana. I've always been here. It crawls, it wriggles, like a snake stalking its prey. I don't know what you're talking about. Godric's crimson eyes are revealed. He's smiling at Diana with a look of pity on his face. It creeps closer. I've always been watching you. I always will. I can almost feel its breath. No, you can't be. I can almost feel it coil its way around me. But today, the game is ended. What? It wants to keep me quiet. It wants to suffocate me. I can almost hear his next words. Sweet little Diana. So exemplary. So obedient. What will I have you do next? He opens his mouth to speak. I hold my breath. You chose the wrong path, Pejun. Game over. There it is. Same old, same old. Wait a second. Pejun? Waking up, Diana finds herself in her studio apartment. With a bit of difficulty, my eyes finally open. A small ray of light peeks out from the curtains covering the balcony's window and lands right on my face. The soundtrack of No Escape 888, the weight of the Nintendo DS on my lap, and the pain in the back of my neck are all the clues I need to know what transpired overnight. Godric is No Escape's villain? That's a new one, alright. I can definitely see it, though. Just add a pinch of narcissism and take out the integrity. Sigh. I don't know what's worse, being trapped in a ship for 8 hours with a bunch of strangers, or being slowly trapped for 8 years in a company that slowly kills every part of your soul. Another day, another dollar, I guess. I wash up and make myself presentable for work with a suitable outfit. Can't forget about the headphones, of course, before looking at my noodle calendar. As I go through my to-do list for the day, I munch on a chocolate croissant. Honestly, chocolate croissants are really good, though. I love them, especially when they're freshly baked and they're from, like, an actual bakery. Although Panera makes some really, really good chocolate croissants, too. They're really good. Organize game design documentation folders, come up with a new monetization feature, contact Digital Rush for spine animations. Digital Rush, huh? The irony. They certainly didn't take classes from Sonic the Hedgehog, that's for sure. It's not the first time they've had delays either. What's going to be their excuse today? I look at the last entry. Mentor Enya. I don't want to admit it, but yesterday was nice. No, what the hell am I thinking? I have to be professional. Befriending coworkers is not a good idea, especially if you're training them. Then again, people do say you can learn things from anyone, not just mentor figures. Maybe this is the change of pace I need. I glance at the box of chocolate croissants on the table and bite my lip. Only one left. These are limited edition. Do I really want to part with the last one? The one I was saving for tomorrow? My hanky is moving back and forth as if possessed. Oh, what the hell, why not? I grabbed the box and put it inside my purse. Let's go. Diana heads outside. The blue sky above is filled with fluffy clouds. This time, pair music takes me to the world of Ace Lawyer. The trial theme is exactly what I need to get some extra motivation. With the meeting coming up, I'm going to need some of that debating power injected directly into my veins. Ugh, I really don't want to go. When's a good time to raise an objection while pointing at whoever's on the other side of the argument? Ugh. In less than 20 minutes, the bus has already arrived at my stop. It takes everything inside of me to rise from my seat and get off. I wish the conductor could have driven just a little slower. Maybe then I'd have an excuse to spend less time at work. Then again, maybe not. Godric would probably make me stay overtime. Without even looking where I'm going, my feet take me towards my cubicle. I'm about to reach my chair when I collide face first into someone's chest. Ah! Oof. My purse comes crashing down hard, making some of its contents spill onto the floor.
Sorry.
Ugh, sorry. Shit. Trying and failing not to show the embarrassment on my face, I pick everything up while chewing the inside of my cheek. The person I bumped into also hands me some of my belongings. How do people respond in these situations? I can't believe I can hold a meeting with 20 people just fine, but I can barely hold a conversation with just one person. Diana, are you okay? The voice is sweet, comforting. There's a softness to it that makes me feel at ease. Like they wouldn't get mad at me for speaking up or speaking at all. It's Enya! I love this precious bean! I would blow up buildings for this boy. I raise my head and see the colors of the rainbow. Enya, you're early today.
Hiya.
Good morning, Diana. I could say the same about you. Guess my plan to surprise you was a bust after all. I can't help but smile a little. I wouldn't be so sure. Huh? In any case, have you... I squeeze my purse to my chest. What is it? Have you had any breakfast yet? Enya scratches the back of their neck, and I swear I can see them blushing a bit. Actually, this is a bit silly, but I got out of home so fast I kind of forgot.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Why are you apologizing? Huh? Because it's unprofessional, maybe?
Listen.
There's nothing wrong with being excited to learn new things, Enya. He looks at me like he wanted to apologize. Really? Of course, I was very much the same when I... Stop. Ahem. I pretend to cough. Anyway, do you like chocolate croissants? I sometimes buy a few from this bakery near the bus stop. I brought one today for you to try if you want.
Really?
For me? Thank you, Diana. Their voice sounds so happy, so genuine, that I have to stop myself from showing any reaction. It's nothing, just a thank you gift for inviting me to a meal yesterday. I place the box in his hand and hurry to organize my things in my cubicle. Now eat the croissant and let's get to work, shall we? And he beams to me and makes a little salute. I literally would die for him. Ma'am, yes ma'am. After resuming, and in some cases finishing, our task from yesterday, for several hours, my phone's alarm rings. I grab it quickly and turn it off so the sound doesn't bother anyone. Oh. Meeting with Digital Rush for spine animations in 60 minutes. Right. That's today. I was so focused on my work that I almost forgot. Okay, this can go in a number of ways. One option is to bring Enya up to date with the situation and tell them to join the meeting as a listener. He should also be aware that delays and other problems can happen during the development of any game. Another option would be to let Enya know about the situation, but contact the producer of Dynamite to let him handle the meeting instead. Ensuring that things are delivered on time is his job after all. Or I could tell Godric about the situation. He's not going to be happy, but I'm 100% sure one message from him will have these people get it together faster than Zamus' speed booster's ability. Unless he replaces them altogether. He doesn't bat an eye when it comes to that stuff, I should know. Well, I'm not telling the boss, that's for fucking sure. Well, summarize the situation. I think I would bring Enya. All right, let's do this. I'm bringing Enya. He is now my emotional support happy person. A few self-encouraging mumblings later, I get up from my seat and walk over to Enya's side of the cubicle. He's so focused on typing that he doesn't notice me right away. Their computer screen is full of open noodle tabs with several types of mobile fantasy games, including a fan-made wiki of one of the most popular right now, Henshin Impact! Oh my god. Bro, it's the sister game of the one I'm obsessed with.
I see.
I see. They balance out the content between story quests, side quests, and limited time events to keep the players engaged. I'm about to poke them on the shoulder when the small sticky notes from yesterday catch my eye. Some new ones have been added with motivational quotes like, the early bird gets the worm, or never stop learning. Even the one from yesterday, the one about writing things down so as not to forget, is pasted right on top of his screen. The player's level. Apart from the written memos, I noticed a bunch of doodles, all of them resembling characters right out of a fantasy game. Wait a second. There are even more designs than yesterday. That's impressive. Ah! Oops, I should have said I was here.
Diana!
Diana, what? When they realize I'm checking their doodles out, they rush to take them down from the screen. Or attempt to, at least. These are, I swear I'm not drawing on the job, or sketching on the job. I'm not slacking off, honest. Save. We have so many, it's fine. I'm gonna compliment them, are you kidding? These are very good. Are they your OCs? And his jaw drops open so big that if a fly or a mosquito were passing by, he might just accidentally learn what they taste like.
Really?
No, I mean, yes. I mean, you really think they're good? I don't like giving fake compliments, so take that as you will. Thank you, Diana. It means a lot. I pat his shoulder twice. Forgive me for interrupting you in the middle of work, but there's something we need to talk about. Oh, yes? I mean, yes, of course. What can I do to help? Do you remember the part on Dinowine's documentation that mentioned outsourcing studios? Outsourcing? Ah, that's when you hire people from other companies to help with certain stages of the game's development, right? Exactly. In our case, we mainly outsource animations and some audio-related stuff like music and SFX.
So cool.
I would die for him! A sudden pang in my chest makes me wince. Diana? How long has it been since I've been excited in the same way he is right now? His cheerful demeanor almost makes me feel guilty. I sigh and shake my head. Their work is very well done indeed, but there are times when we unfortunately have to take delays into account. Major delays. Ah, that's no good. Anya holds her chin like they're not quite convinced yet. Is it possible we gave them too little time? I know delays aren't okay, but shouldn't we believe in our teammates? My shoulders drop. You're too nice, Anya. Huh? Isn't that a good thing? I shake my head.
Being nice is not the same as being kind.
That is true. That is true. When you're nice, people can take advantage of you. When you're kind, however, you're able to set boundaries for yourself. Oh. Well, I'm not going to think too hard about that. People won't be able to exploit you. And if anything, setting boundaries makes it easier to find people who respect you as a person. If only I followed my own advice. Listen, a small delay can be manageable. However, when it comes to mobile games with a limited time events, these slowdowns can be fatal. We don't have the luxury to wait that long because players won't wait that long. Yes, some might be more patient than others, but the reality is a player who isn't engaged enough will lose interest and eventually delete the app. Not to mention, too many delays can be detrimental to the other people in your team. I see. That's a bummer, but it makes sense. Which outsourcing company are we having trouble with this time around? They catch on quick. Digital Rush. They're an animation company that works with spines. We've worked with them for several years, but lately they've been having more and more delays. Which is why I scheduled a meeting to discuss certain things today. We don't usually have junior designers join these, but I feel like it would be a good learning experience for you. You don't have to say anything, just be there as a listener. Anya raises their hand as if they wanted to ask something to their teacher. Question. Go ahead. Can I bring my notebook to take notes? I know I'm still inexperienced, so I don't know how much I can help in the matters of discussing things with the animators, but I'll write down anything that can help. Oh, very insightful of them to take the initiative. I nod and pat his shoulder. I appreciate it, Enya. He's so cute. I would literally throttle men for him. Diana and Enya entered the meeting room. It's big. It's filled with monitors used for presentations and a long table with multiple chairs. After a quick lunch break at the office's cafeteria, Enya and I head over to the meeting room. I work around a few things and set up the projector for a video call. Man, I wish we had the option to work remotely, but this stupid company's policy wants us to come to the office every day. What even is the point of that if we can do exactly the same thing from the comfort of our homes? Sigh. Enough, Diana. No time for venting in your thoughts. I glance at Enya and they give me a thumbs up while holding their notebook in the other hand. I nod. My mouse's cursor moves toward the Bytesoft Teams meet link. Click. 2 camera windows pop up on the room's projector. The representatives from Digital Rush appear shortly after. Hello, everyone. How are you doing today? Diana! Good, good. Just got back from walking Wolfie. You know how dogs can get when they're impatient. Haha. Man, I don't think I could wake up at 6 a.m. I don't know how you do it.
Not this again.
Ugh, I hate small talk. I hate it so damn much. Enya shifts in his seat, not quite knowing how to enter the conversation. Ralph, Susan, I wanted you to meet one of our recent entries. This is Enya. They're a junior game designer who just started yesterday. Nice to meet you. They lowered their gaze while holding the notebook tight. Oh, an unfamiliar face. I thought I was meeting Zonic for a second there. Nah, don't you think they look more like Shin Megumi Tensei V's new pro tag? Still, your hair's rad, man. Jesus, these guys have less tact than the first 2 rivals and pocket monsters combined. Anyway, Enya's going to be more of a listener this time, but they'll be joining us more often in other calls. Certainly, I don't mind. I'm good with that too. Once Ananza's talk is finally over, Ralph and Susan fill me in on the Spine Animation team's projects. Okay, so you can have them finished by next week then? Should be fine. We just had a few personal matters to attend to lately, with some of our team members calling in sick. Ralph sighs. I'm afraid we've also misjudged the amount of work needed as well. Some of the characters' spines have a huge number of animations, which makes the exporting a lot slower. That is a problem. Enya's pen dashes through the paper as they write something down. But rest assured, the crux of the matter, that is the animations, will be done by the day after tomorrow without fail. I take a deep breath and look Ralph and Susan in the eye. Listen, I have a proposition for you all. Everyone faces me, including Enya. I understand unprecedented things can happen, and I know you've been having some issues ever since a portion of your team left the company. That's not an easy matter to handle. However, it's important you tell us these things in advance and not too close to the deadline. Your animations are one of the most vital parts of the game, and we can't move forward without them. Hi, Taurus! Thank you for the drink water redeem. Right now we're playing Monochrome Pixels, which has been really fun so far. I don't really know. Like I said, I've been going into these games blind, so I really don't know what this game is about. But it's really fun. The character on the left is Enya. All you need to know is that I would die for him. I would blow up buildings for him. He is sweet and precious, and we love him. And the character on the right, Diana, is who our character is. Like, that's us. That's me. And we work for a game company. So that's pretty much all I know what's going on right now. I know we communicate via email for the most part, so why don't we exchange phone numbers as well? That way, if there's an emergency, we can know ahead of time and act accordingly. I will also look into the matter of the heavy spine animation files. Well, I don't see why not. We've worked with each other long enough. Yeah, I agree. Enya flips a page from their notebook, which they bring very close to their face, and writes a few more sentences. He then looks at us from behind the jotter a couple of times before looking back at his lap. Wonderful. I also think we should use Trello in order to make the progress more visible. Do you all know how to use it? We usually handle everything with spreadsheets, but I know Trello has good reviews. Shouldn't be a problem. I'll make sure the team takes a look at it. And thank you for the posture and the big stretch redeems as well. You guys are all like, stop hunching over in your gamer chair. Hi, Droxix. How are you doing? Ugh. You're all like, I know you're hunching in your little gamer chair, you little gamer freak. I mean, you were right.
It's like, yeah, you're right. I was hunching over in my gamer chair. It's fine. I think it's time for one of these. Okay. It's very intuitive and easy to use. I can send you a small tutorial if you need one. Oh, it doesn't surprise me that you would stand the one with blue hair. The character has the vibe. What do you mean? What do you mean? Explain? Explain? My character type is blondes? What do you mean? You're allowed to make fun of me for liking characters with blonde hair. You are not allowed to be like, oh, of course you like the one with blue hair. No! Nuh-uh. No! Excuse me? Thank you, Diana. That would be great. I noticed Enya biting at the end of his pen and Cele glances at us once again. Did he think of something? Enya. Yes, I'm paying attention. I have to bite back a laugh. I mean, yes, their appearance and the way they're sitting, they have blonde at the top of the blue. Where's my cake? 1 second. No, he doesn't. What blonde? What blonde are you talking about? There's no blonde there. I mean, yes. Do you have something to add? Well, I was thinking about the heavy spine animation matters. I'm by no means an expert on animation. Not even close, but I know there's a way to reduce file sizes quite a bit. Too late, I saw! Rude! Absolutely rude! He has Sonic-colored hair. It's fine. If we could lower the size of the assets, that could help reduce the overall file size. Even the way in which you export files matters, from what I heard. Ralph and Susan's eyes open so big they remind me of a cartoon. That's it. Why didn't we think of it before? Honestly, like, that happens to me all the time, too. I'm like, God damn it, why didn't I think of this? God, I feel so stupid. Don't be so hard on yourselves. When the mind is clouded, sometimes even the most obvious answers seem far away. But given what we've just discussed, I take it this was a productive meeting? Oh, you have no idea. In fact, do you mind if we cut this meeting short? The faster we resolve this, the better. Of course. Thank you very much for your time, Ralph and Susan. Thank you and Enya as well. I love him! The moment the call is done, I turn towards Enya, who looks at me as if in fear of being scolded, and grab his shoulders.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, that was too presumptuous. I give him a gentle squeeze. Good job. Thank you. I would die for this man. I would blow up buildings for this man. I want to give him the world. I want to give him all of the stars in the universe. I want to give him a little tiny creature. I want to pick up like a tiny frog off the side of a sidewalk and then hand it to him and be like, here you go. Because I love him so much. I want to send him memes that I've handcrafted of lizards and cowboy hats. Because that's how I show affection to people. Diana is close up to her work computer. Oh god, I'm tired. I'm so tired. When will teleportation get invented? I could use a good pillow right about now. Sigh. Okay, maybe not before dinner, but the idea is there. In any case, work's over for today. The office lights are turned off and it's dark outside, indicating it's nighttime.
I turn off my computer and crack my neck on both sides. Ugh, I should really make an appointment with a chiropractor. Wrong! Chiropractors can actually be really bad for your back. You should just, what you actually should do is if your neck is having pain problems, what you should do is you should actually do exercises that stretch out your neck. And you should actually do exercises that stretch out your back overall. Because while chiropractors give you small time relief, most of them are not actually doctors. And they can actually fuck up your back and your neck over for a long time, you know. And actually, there have been some cases where they fully on paralyzed people. So don't go to chiropractors unless they're like licensed doctors. And even then, I don't think I'd trust them. Have you tried immersion baths, Diana? I only have a shower, so no. Though I wish I could. Ah! What is this, a jump scare horror game? That is literally all I've been playing, so this has actually been a nice break. I swear to God, when it's not me startling him, it's him startling me. At this rate, we're going to get hired as co-host for a horror Let's Play channel. I'd be a terrible co-host for a Let's Play channel. I would be screaming too much. What is it, Enya? Nothing. I was just making small talk. Great. Something I definitely excel at. Is that so? Enya puts their hands behind their back and looks to the side. I can see he's also ready to head home. Okay, it's not nothing. Question.
Do you have a dream account?
You're so cute. I love you.
What?
I'm just saying, you don't have to if you don't want to, but, well, if you do, maybe we could add each other? As long as it's okay with you, of course. Should I, or would it be inappropriate as their mentor? What if Godric... Who the fuck cares what Godric thinks? I mean, I know you do, but, like, honestly, who cares? He's your boss. Who cares what you do in your private time? No, you know what? Fuck Godric. Yes! Yes! What do you mean? What do you mean it's not filed correctly? No! 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 What do you mean it's not filed correctly? No! 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 That's so sad. What do you mean? FBI, open up! No! Are you putting me in jail? Are you trying to put me in jail or something? FBI, open up! No! Where is it? Here it is.
I sentence you to horny jail.
Ignore the horny part. I sentence you to jail. You're putting me in upside down jail? That's so mean. Why would you do that? Why would you do this to me? Why? What did I do to deserve this? What did I do to deserve this? Let me have this at least. Sure, why not?
Really?
Really? Yeah, why don't we exchange phone numbers too? Oh my gosh, yes, let's! Once we had each other's contacts, we say our goodbyes and leave the office. Not 1 minute passes by before I receive a message from Enya. Pocket Blue Star. My username. That is so cute. I love him. That's cute. I bet your favorite pocket is either Starmie or Piploop. How in the... LOL. What is it? You use LOL too? Excuse you, I'm not that much older than you. No, I like it. I think it's cool. Whatever you say, Enya. What is your username? Promise you won't laugh? Enya says a bunch of cross finger emojis. What a dork. It's Warrior of Time. Day 3. Dun dun dun. I don't actually know how many days there are in this game, so I guess we'll find out together. After blinking twice, Diana finally opens her eyes and finds herself in her apartment. I have to rub my eyes twice before looking at my phone's display once again.
No.
Nope. No mistakes or delusions. It's really 6:30 a.m. Put my phone back on the bedside table. Why the hell did I wake up so early? My alarm doesn't even ring for another hour. Literally, that's me every time I wake up to my first alarm and I can't get back to sleep because I have 3 alarms. So how it works is that like I wake up to the first alarm and then because it's supposed to just like wake me up so I'm like I don't sleep through my other alarms. And then my second alarm I usually turn off in my sleep. Because like it's like half the time I'm like still asleep when I like turn it off, and then I wake up to my third alarm, and that's when I get out of bed and get ready and go to work. But sometimes I wake up to the first alarm and I can't go back to bed, so then I just get out of bed and get ready for work. And it's awful. I even went to bed late because of the game menu recommended to me on Dream. Isn't it supposed to be the other way around? The later you go to sleep, the later you wake up? Not always, Cupcake. Sometimes you stay up late and you end up waking up early. It's super stupid. And sometimes you go to bed early and you end up sleeping late. It's kind of dumb, you know? Or something. And sometimes, like me, you end up falling asleep at like 1 a.m. and then you wake up to your alarm at 9 a.m. and then your body goes, actually, we're going to have a cluster headache. And then you fall back asleep and you wake up at 1 p.m. Like I did today. And that's just living La Vida Loca. Even though I only got 4 hours of sleep, I feel strangely refreshed. No night terrors either. I don't think I even dreamed. Did the game from yesterday leave me that exhausted? Well, it was fun. After washing up and choosing my outfit for the day, I drink a cup of peach tea. It's way too early for a full breakfast and head out. Man, I want peach tea. I have some peach soda. It's not quite the same, though. I guess I'll just drink my orange soda. The sky is so beautiful. It reminds me of a painted canvas. An endless cerulean with strokes of fluffy cotton white and the occasional gliding bird. Wow, what does she do to be put in upside down jail? Droxix put me in upside down jail because apparently he's accusing me of not filing my taxes yet. Apparently he says I haven't filed them correctly, but I haven't filed my taxes yet, so I can't have filed them incorrectly. Taxes are not due until April, so I feel like walking today. With headphones in place and phone out of my jacket, I open the Pair Music app and lose myself in the world of Zolda's soundtrack. My feet on autopilot, and I make my way to the office. Okay, that's enough jail time. Well, I keep meaning to do it, and then I keep forgetting to, is the thing. And then when I remember that I should. And then, like, I've been, like, slowly working on it. She committed tax evasion. The sheep BI dragged her up to upside down jail. It's fine. I've escaped. And I keep meaning to do it. I've been, like, but there's parts that I need to, there's still parts I need to do before I can file it. And then, when I remember to, it's either at like 1 a.m. when it's way too late for me to be like trusting myself to do math, or like I'm at work. FBI want to know your location again. The FBI will not get to know my location anymore. 2 was not the word that was removed from the banned word list. You asked to remove it. Remember? When you used your points. You asked to remove it, not 2. No, you're fine. I was just like, I just remembered I should update the Google Doc. No, you're fine. I was also like, wait, did I remove the wrong word? Okay, I don't remember how to do the strike through though. Strike through. Google how to do strike through on Google Docs. CTRL Shift X. Well, that's not it. Oh. That's super easy. You just go to Format. Strike through. Banned by Vitaris 1030. Okay. The Google Doc has been updated. Do your taxes, drink your water, get good sleep. I know. I gotta do my taxes. It's fine. It's on my to-do list. I've just been having medical issues that were a higher priority, and I keep having more and more doctor's appointments that are right after each other this month. So, okay. Anyway, the funny thing is the Twitch chat ordained ban words is gonna be so funny when we have like 20 of them that are just in a constant state of being banned and unbanned. What? Okay. With headphones in place and phone out of my jacket, I open the Pair Music app and lose myself in the world of Zelda's soundtrack, my feet on autopilot as I make my way to the office. The ocarina makes such a great sound. After stopping by a bakery, Diana enters Mad Lobster Interactive's workplace cafeteria to enjoy her breakfast. Nothing like a warm croissant in the morning. Maybe I should wake up earlier more often. We get the freshest pastries from the bakery and there's barely anyone in the shop. But that's big maybe. I love sleeping too much. Me. Well, used to, rather. It'd be so much easier if I could treat my nightmares as game levels to overcome. Where's a genie when you need them? I need to wish for my life to be gamified. That and killing my boss. Me. Well, not actually me. I actually like my boss at my job. Repeatedly. With a Mega Buster. It's not illegal in the game world, and it's definitely not illegal in my mind. I finished my peach juice down to the last drop and licked my lips. Ah well, girl can dream. The clock on my phone marks 9:05 a.m. What a cursed and wretched thing time is. Rushing when you want it to last. Dawdling when you want it to hurry. The irony. Diana takes the elevator up to the office. I place my belongings in my cubicle before giving my arms a big stretch and sitting down in my chair. The computer blinks awake right as I hear the footsteps of someone rushing through the hallway. Who?
Diana.
It's Enya! Should have guessed. Enya arrives at the office panicked and with a few hairs jumbled. There's sweat dripping from their forehead and they're completely out of breath.
I'm sorry.
I'm so sorry. My alarm didn't ring and I overslept, so I had to get dressed in 5 minutes, and then I forgot my phone, so I had to go back, and when I went out again, a cat was stuck in a tree, so I tried to help, but it scratched me, and then I missed the bus, and... Stop. Huh? I approach them and pat them on the shoulder. Listen, it's fine. You're not even that late. But helping a cat and missing the bus in turn, now that takes skill.
This isn't fair.
Why do games make it look so easy? Real life is a scam. You can say that again. I spin my chair to face my computer. Okay, what's on today's agenda? Let's see. I finished organizing the documentation folders and playtest the early alpha build. Ah, that's right. The UI designer sent me the assets yesterday, didn't they? It was too close to 6 o'clock p.m., so I didn't have time to review them. I already gave them some feedback on the whips before, so they should be okay. I'll go ahead and implement these assets and replace the mockups. As for Enya, the Noodle docs they sent me with several notes for Dino Win's event was pretty good. Their ideas are fresh and innovative. There's no doubt they have a real knack for brainstorming. However, making sense of it was a challenge. Having interesting ideas is all well and good, but it means nothing if you can't convey them in a way that is clear and concise. I'll write them some comments in the document, though I must make sure to point out not just his flaws, but also his strengths. No one should minimize nor verbally destroy the effort someone puts into something, no matter how clumsy it looks. It'll be busy for a few hours. And done. Whew, I'm glad I was able to finish everything. Hopefully just in time for lunch.
What?
It's 3:30 p.m. already? What? How? When? That means... No, I didn't want to miss today's special. Damn it, the cafeteria's kitchen is probably closed by now. Ah, shit. I was so focused I forgot to check my slouch messages. The red bubble next to the name gives me heart palpitations. Please don't give me more work. Please don't give me more work. Please don't give me more work. I swallow hard and click on the conversation.
I expected nothing less from our employee of the month.
What a marvelous employee you are, Diana. Truly, everyone should learn from you instead of taking so long to finish their lunch break. Honestly, I don't understand why people need a full hour when you can eat perfectly fine in 30 minutes or less. Shut the fuck up. But, I'm going on a tangent here, aren't I? See, I can't tell if you noticed, Diana, but your little mentee has been moving their cursor quite as much as they should have. Care to check on them, Miss Mentor? Or do I have to do everything myself around here? I'll see what's wrong, sir. My hands hesitate before writing the next words.
I'm sorry.
I apologize for the inconvenience. Without waiting for his answer, I push the desk hard and slide a few steps away on the office chair. My hands find my face and threaten to rip my eyes out.
You're okay, Diana. You're going to be okay.
A couple of deep breaths later, I rise from my seat and peek over my cubicle. Enya is biting at the end of their pen so hard that it leaves a mark on the cap. Their other hand is on their hair, grabbing it with just as much force. I knock on my desk 3 times to get their attention.
Enya.
Is everything all right? Diana, no, I mean, yes, I sigh and bend forward even more.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, I was thinking. Did something happen? How did you... don't answer that. It must show in my face, huh? Enya grabs the cuffs for their shirt and looks me in the eye. Before I entered Mad Lobster, well, actually, I still do from time to time. I made a few games and posted them online. With how passionate you are about games, it doesn't surprise me one bit. Coming! Huh, you got me there. Well, thing is, there's been a few times when I've gotten some comments. They've encouraged me to keep doing what I do. They've inspired me to try my best and do better every time. I sense a but coming. But sometimes I get these really mean comments that are full of hate, full of poison. As if I had somehow personally offended them. As if everything I'd made was horrible and I should feel ashamed of myself for daring to show my creation. Huh, it's stupid, right? Why should I care so much about what someone who I don't even know thinks about my games? About me? They don't even know how much effort and how much time I've spent on these cringy things. They don't even know how hard it is to even meet my own expectations. And he lowers their gaze and hugs their arms tight. He's not crying, but I can see how his eyes are getting watery.
I wish others' opinions didn't hurt me so much.
Give me their usernames. I will track them down, and they will be gone and wiped from this earth by midnight. What am I even saying? Sorry, Diana. I should be concentrating on work. I'll get on with the document you sent me.
Enya.
Here,
Enya.
I'm going to save, because we have a decision to make. I have food waiting for me, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to have you guys decide what we should do, but it shouldn't be any of the 3 options they give us here. Decide how we're going to destroy the people who have made Enya feel this way. And I'll be back. do 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 do. Okay, I'm back. I missed a pipe clang. Damn. Okay, I'm back from eating dinner. And tomorrow I have to be an adult and make a phone call and schedule an appointment for Ellie. Cuz her annual is coming up and she has to get shots, which I'm sure she's going to be super ecstatic about because she hates going to the vet. And so she's going to get some shots and also some vaccines. No, I'm kidding, but we're not giving my cat alcohol. The alcohol is for me, for having to deal with her getting shots. And then she's going to be so upset with me for, like, the rest of the day for bringing her to the vet. She's going to be so betrayed. Like, Mother, how could you do this? Yeah, it's just one of those, like, annual visits. So I'm sure she'll come back with, like, a clean bill of health. And the actual appointment won't be until, like, April. But because that's when the shot is due for. But she'll, like, pout at me for the whole day and hide under my bed because that's what she does every time anything happens when she's upset with me. She makes, like, this, like, sad face at me with, like, her big wet bug eyes, and then she hides under my bed for hours, and then she comes out and then she cuddles with me as if nothing happened. And I'm like, okay, I love you. It's the funniest thing. And, like, she doesn't let anyone else interact with her. It's only me. Like, if anything else happens, she comes and hides in my room like, either under my bed or on my bed if I'm in the room. And, like, if anyone else comes into the room, she scatters underneath the bed. It's so funny. Share a personal experience. I love her, though. She's my little buggy boo. I love her so much. That's how I feel about her. Chippy, chippy, choppa, choppa. Do you mind if I tell you a personal experience? Please do. I nod and lean against the cubicle walls. Before I entered this company, I too used to make indie games when I had some free time. One second. I did save. Okay. It wasn't anything serious. Started more as a hobby while I was attending college. Really? But that's so cool. Yes. It's when I realized I liked making games, even more than what I was studying at the time. Games gave me purpose. Games made me feel like there was no limit to telling stories in this format. The only limit was myself. So I practiced, watched a bunch of tutorials, and then I practiced some more. Finally, after some bumps in the road, I was able to make a game I was proud enough to put online. I could see Enya's eager to ask some questions, but they contained themselves. Then the comments started coming. For the most part, they were pretty positive. I did get a few constructed comments here and there, but overall it was nice. And then a troll appeared. A troll? Someone who disliked my game a lot. They despised it so much that they would post something on the games page every single day. Sometimes it was about the game itself, other times it was about me, what I did, what I said. They'd always find something to criticize. Well, it only got them so far. In the end, their account got blocked and I decided to hide my game from view.
That's so mean.
Diana. Just for some time, mind you. I wasn't going to let an asshole convince me that my game isn't worth anything, especially not when other people were so kind and supportive. But didn't it hurt you? What that troll said? Of course it did. Still does. I walked toward them and pat their shoulder.
But why should that stop me from doing what I love?
Damn, that hits deep. No one's going to like everything we create. Unfortunately, trolls are something that every single developer has to deal with from time to time, even those from AAA companies. I've heard stories of devs quitting social media or their jobs altogether because they were harassed nonstop. It's awful. However, the opposite also rings true. There will always be someone who likes your work. Yes. Yes, you're right. Ready to concentrate on work now? Oh, no, I'm so sorry. I'll continue right away. Don't be. Sometimes we need to let it out. Also, yes? You should show me your games sometime. I'd love to play them. Of course. Yes. Yes, please do. I'll send you the links after work. Looking forward to it. I go over to my chair once again and face my computer. Diana? Thank you. I would die for him. I would blow up buildings for him. As soon as I close the door, I drop my belongings on the carpet and let myself fall on the bed. Ah, home sweet home. I'm so glad I don't have to work tomorrow. Taking the day off was a good idea. And if there's an emergency, I can always, well, I hope not, to be honest. Right as those thoughts begin to occupy my mind, my phone vibrates in my pocket. This better not be Godric. Who am I kidding? It's totally him. He surely wants to take advantage of the fact that I'm not coming in tomorrow. The crushing weight in my stomach makes me flinch, but I still reach out to my phone anyway.
What?
Huh? Interview about Mad Lobster Interactive.
Not this again.
That journalist again? At this point, they're just asking me to be verbally flipped off. To get it out of the way and to feed my curiosity for a bit, I start reading the first few sentences that can be seen before I move my scroll bar. Dear Diana, I hope this email finds you well. This is Aiden from Heart to Pen. I'm writing to you once again in the hopes that I can interview you about your company. I understand how difficult it must be to talk about your job, especially given the bad rumors surrounding the workplace. But rest assured, your name won't be mentioned should you prefer to remain anonymous. Many of your former coworkers have opted for that. I grab my red panda plushie and squeeze it toward my chest. The need to hold on to anything is very strong right now. Should I answer them? I'm not at work right now. No. What the hell am I thinking? Even if that's the case, if Godric ever finds out, which knowing him, he totally could, I'm as good as fired. Even if this Aiden person guarantees my safety with anonymity, who's to say he wouldn't realize who I am based on what I say in the interview? No, it's too risky. I go through my Noodle Mail account and put a star on it to mark it as important. I shouldn't be making decisions right after a long day of work, when my brain is already fried. But tomorrow is another day. Day 4. I can't move. I can't breathe. With a shadow obscuring his face, Godric frowns and Diana. You know, Diana, I tried being nice to you. A murky shadow emerges at Godric's desk, shaking his head. I gave you a job. I let you live out your dream. Hell, I even promoted you to a senior game designer. Gave you a nice little bonus, too. The shadow gets up from their seat and slowly approaches me, his piercing red eyes sending shivers down my spine.
Don't forget who you're talking to.
And this is how you repay me? By broadcasting to the world how awful this company is? How cruel I am? Who was the one that let you take breaks so you could mope about your failed relationship? Who was the one that kept your miserable ass here despite all your fuck-ups? That's right, me. But you just wanted more, didn't you? More than what a good boss like me can give you. So you betrayed me and told the world how I hurt you, how I mistreated everyone. You are so fucking ungrateful. He's in my face now. I want to close my eyes and make this all go away, but my body is frozen solid. Nothing, not even my own mind, is listening to me. I can hear him breathing. I can smell the expensive coffee lingering on his breath, and it's overpowering my nostrils. It's absolutely putrid.
Shut up!
Get away from me. Get the fuck away from me. Maybe I should let the world know who you truly are, Diana. An ungrateful, talentless, and loveless woman who believes she's worth more than she actually is. Someone who hurts those around her because she's that damn selfish. If I were to say that, who would the world believe? You or me? He leans in close to whisper something into my ear. I think you know the answer to that, Diana. He leaves my side, but not before placing a firm hand on my shoulder. You need this job, but I don't need you. With a forceful shove, Gotrek sends me falling into the abyss. I watch as his office and image disappear into the void. Good fucking riddance. His last words echo in my ear as I descend down this hole. I'm scared.
Poor Diana. So hopeless, so alone, but so hardworking.
This guy did a good job of making this character absolutely unlikable. Good job. Godric's disembodied voice continues to echo, leaving a firm imprint in my mind. Please. Someone help me. I don't want to be alone anymore. A hand suddenly grabs my wrist with a firm grip.
Diana!
I got you! A colorful blur emerges, holding onto me for dear life. I can sense the panic in their eyes. Enya? He's trying his best to pull me up, but his grip is slipping. He's inching forward towards the edge. Ah! Why? Why is he doing this? Slowly, I can feel myself being lifted up, lifting up to somewhere safe. But Godric emerges from behind Enya. I open my mouth to scream, but nothing comes out. Enya is blissfully unaware to the danger approaching them. And he pushes them. Shit, that's a horrible nightmare. I wake up drenched in sweat, frantically looking around. Oh, thank God. I'm in the safety of my apartment. Though, with these nightmares, can I really say that anymore? I hug my red panda plush, a soft sob escaping in between my lips. I stay like this for a good while, crying just loud enough for me to hear. It feels nice to cry, but I can't help but want more. I want more than just this fleeting moment of respite. I want to feel nice all the time. I let out a pitiful laugh. Look at me, being selfish again. You want companionship, but then you keep everyone at arm's length. And why? Because you're scared? Scared of Godric? Scared of being hurt? I glance upward at my shelves where some of my figurines lie, my eyes focusing on the final Crystal 7 figurine. It's nowhere near as pristine as the collector's edition figure I got, but it's still just as valuable in my eyes. Out of nowhere, my mind flashes to Enya's first day when he tried to hold the figurine. What would Enya think if they saw me like this? Godric's message from earlier this week flashes in my mind. Make sure you're a good mentor and employee during Enya's first week here, so we don't run into any unnecessary problems. Wouldn't want to cause trouble for everyone, right? That stark reminder turns my quiet thoughts into visceral cries. It seems like hours until the tears stop flowing and the numbness returns. I grab my phone and open up my email. Sitting right at the top, marked as important, is the email from the journalist. I delete it. What was that? I take notice of a strange notification on my phone hidden among the others. It's a text message. I stared at it for a while, a subtle yet warm feeling gripping at my heart. I tap on the notification to see who it's from. It's Enya. Diana, I need your help. Without thinking, I hit the call button. All I hear is that dull dial tone. Come on, pick up, pick up. What happened? Did Enya screw up somewhere? Did he accidentally put fish into the cafeteria microwave? Did Godric do something? I grab my phone tightly. Finally, after a few painstaking rings, the call connects.
Diana!
Thank goodness you...
No.
Apologize. Immediately. What? Apologize to Godric now. Enya's tone stills me. As an awkward silence cuts over our conversation, it's only then that I hear the chatter of the cafeteria rather than the monotonous typing and quiet chatter of the office.
What?
Is that not what you need help with? No. Then why did you send a message in all caps saying you needed help? There's a slight pause. I needed help with a puzzle in No Escape 888. I want to punch Enya so hard for scaring me like that. I love him. I love him forever. But It's so dumb. Who writes a message that sounds like a life or death situation when it's actually about a damn game? I would. Literally, like, sometimes I'd be texting Ollie and Rascal, like, oh my god, I'm literally about to, like, sometimes the messages I send to Ollie and Rascal, especially about Fall in London, which is a game that all three of us play, literally sound horrific out of context. Like, I cannot lie. Like, they sound horrific out of context, which is absolutely hysterical. You're not mad? Oh no, I am. You have definitely taken at least 30 years off my life, but it's just so silly that I can't help but laugh.
Thank you.
I needed that. Thank you. Well, happy to provide help wherever I can. But, are you okay, Diana? Did you have a rough morning? You know, outside of me giving you a near heart attack just now? You know what? If we're going to let Enya in as our friend, we are going to be vulnerable. We are going to tell him about our nightmares. Is this something I should be telling Enya? I'm supposed to be his mentor. I'm supposed to be his coworker. That's all. And you know what? We got to get you some goddamn friends. Cat! Hello? Hi! Meow! You gonna say hi? You gonna say hi? You gonna say hi? This is Hattie. She's saying hi and let me down and let me outside so I can get eaten by owls. Actually, she's saying let me outside so I can eat grass and roll on the concrete. She doesn't realize that there are owls outside because I don't think she realizes that what outside is a concept. But she wants it. She wants outside real bad. Don't walk on my desk. If you start rubbing against shit, you're gonna knock stuff over. Hi. But maybe it'll be good just talk about it, like how everyone else at the office does. And, bitch, you need some friends. And also, Enya, you're like, we can't be friends. We can only be coworkers. And I'm his mentor. Bitch, who the fuck cares? You're the only one who cares, all right? Like, get the fuck over it. They all look so happy talking to each other. I miss being in their shoes. It's dumb. It's really freaking dumb, Enya. Well, if it is, we can laugh about it later. Tell me what's up. Where do I begin? I had a really bad nightmare last night. It's the worst one I've had in a long time. About what? Oh, did I have the same save twice? Oopsies. We're revealing it's about Godric. We're being truthful, besties. About Godric. Whoa, really? What happened? Did a monster-sized Godric chase you around? I wish. No, it's just him, regular-sized. We're in his office and he's just berating me, making me feel awful. Every mistake I've made, every bad thing that's ever happened to me, he brought it all up, and worst of all, he mentioned, I let out a shaky sigh, how I'm not needed.
Look at me.
But you are needed. Tears fill my eyes again, spilling out and falling down slowly down my cheeks, one after the other. If you weren't around, I would be so lost. I'm lucky to have you as a mentor. Bitch, I'm about to start crying. Also, Hattie, I'm gonna need you to stop yodeling your lungs out down here. I get it. You want to go outside. I'm not letting you outside. So thank you for all your hard work. My heart swells with a warm feeling that I haven't felt this strongly in a long time. Despite the tears cascading down my cheeks, I smile with ease.
Thank you.
Thank you, Enya. That means a lot. Psh, nothing to thank me for. You're the one doing all the hard work here. I'm just showing you some appreciation for it. It makes it sound so simple. Don't listen to your nightmares, Diana. They're not a reflection of reality. Well, that's easier said than done, Enya. True. I've had my fair share of horrible nightmares. Ones that'll keep you up until the sun rises. But there are ways to help with that. What, like counting sheep? I'm a sheep! You can count me! Well, count on me. The way I said that was very enthusiastic. What? No, that never works. I'm right here, guys. Last time I tried counting sheep to sleep, I ended up dreaming about demonic sheep with red eyes and sharp teeth. Rude, I'm right here. Literally right here. How old were you when you had this nightmare?
That's so mean.
6, and it traumatized me. I can't look at sheep the same way again. I'm literally right here. Big sad face. I'm literally right. Where's my crying? Where's the crying one? Oh my gosh, load. Bro, I'm literally right here. And this is how you treat me? That's so mean. Demonic? With sharp teeth? Anyway.
That's so mean.
Aw, but they're so cute and fluffy.
Look at me.
Don't! I can't help but chuckle at his reaction. Okay, no more sheep talk. I'll get serious. What's helped you? Well, I always try to play a game before I go to bed, like Pocket Monsters. That never fails to take my mind off of things. Though I've tried other methods, like drinking some warm tea or listening to white noise. Those don't work as well for me, but they might help you. You can look up some more methods and see what other people suggest doing. That's not a bad idea, actually. I used to down melatonin in hopes that the overwhelming feeling of sleepiness would actually keep the nightmares at bay, but that eventually stopped working. Also, overdosing on melatonin gives you more vivid nightmares. The more you know. I found that out the fun way in high school.
Thank you.
That was a joke. I actually did not use melatonin at all in high school. I was one of those people who was like, I never touched melatonin because I was like, oh. Because people are always like, oh, you shouldn't use melatonin at all because over-depending will mean that your body won't use it. And now I have to use melatonin to fall asleep. And can I just say, bitch, I'm never going back. Sure, I'll try that. Thank you for the tips, Enya. No problem. I feel so weird thanking someone in a lower job position for advice. How often are our roles going to get reversed like this? A lot. You'd be surprised. Oh shoot, my lunch break is almost over. And I didn't even get to ask you about how to solve the communication room. Oh, he's gonna get the axe ending. God rest his soul for the trauma he's about to endure. It may just be worse than what I had to deal with this morning. Huh, I'll send you some tips later, okay? Oh, thank you, Diana. You're a lifesaver.
Bye.
Bye, Diana. Bye. I love him. Bye, Anya. Have a good day at work, okay? Will do. And you have an awesome day off. Anya hangs up the call, leaving me alone to my own devices. I open up my phone's web browser and do a noodle search for treatments for night terrors. After a few minutes, I get some hits. Tapping on the first results opens up a forum page where people give each other advice. Some explain their nightmares, ones that sound more hellish than mine. Despite the various replies to everyone's situations, I notice a common recommendation. Seek help from a professional. Will I have time for that? Or money even? Maybe it could be worth checking out if I ever find the time for it. Keeping what Enya and some internet randos said in mind, I place my phone on my nightstand and turn on my PC. After taking what feels like forever to boot up, I open my web browser and look up a copy of Pocket Monsters Gray for same-day delivery. They're becoming friends! Day 5. Should I look up how many days are in this game? Okay. One second. I'm just looking up how many days are in monochrome pixels. The game. I have no idea. There was no direct answer, so there's no immediate answer that came up on the first couple of pages, so I guess we'll just figure it out. Diana walks into Mad Lobster Interactive Studios. Man, I wish I had 2 days off in a row. I was up until 11 p.m. playing Pocket Monsters Gray. Anya was right, this game is really good. The story is engaging and the monster designs are top notch. I hate that it took me this long to get back into Pocket Monsters, but I'm so glad I did. When I reach my cubicle, I see Anya talking to a colleague of ours. I adjust my headphones to try and hear what they're saying.
That's so cool.
Oh my gosh, your puppy is so cute. What's his name? Pajan. He's an absolute sweetheart. Pajan? Like the protagonist in No Escape 888? Both of them turn to me and I immediately want to crawl into my cubicle. Well, I can't back out now, otherwise that'll make things even more awkward. Weird question, but is your dog named after the protagonist from No Escape? I see her eyes shine with recognition and breathe a sigh of relief. Yes! No Escape is one of my favorite series. Oh my gosh, I need to know, who's your favorite character? Oh, and what did you think of the third game? Because, oh man, I feel like I'm the only one in the world who likes that game. I blink a few times stunned into silence. Ah, sorry, it's just, well, I've been dying to talk to you about games, but I wasn't sure how to approach you. I was scared of being a bother since you were always hyper-focused on work or listening to music. I'll let you get to it. Sorry again for rambling. With a look of dismay, she turns back to Enya. We can talk about it over lunch then. Shit, what's her name? Come on, think of her name. You've definitely seen her picture before in Slouch. Sydney! She reaches her hand out to me. It's nice to finally meet you, Diana. With a small smile, I take her hand and shake it. Yeah, same here. She wheels herself back over to her desk. Well, I should get back to work, but it was fun chatting with you both. I kind of needed some levity in this work-heavy week. She gives us a tiny wave before disappearing into her cubicle. Anya and I sit down in our respective cubicles, ready to start the day. So? His voice raids from above. I look up to see him peeking over the divider. How did you sleep last night?
Thank you.
Really well, and it's all thanks to you. Instead of laying in my bed to go back to sleep, I played a game to help ease my mind.
Really?
Really? Ah, I'm so glad. What did you play? Well, I spent the day playing Pocket Monsters Gray. With stars in her eyes, Enya's mouth widens to a radiant smile. Really? Getting down from his chair with a loud thud, Enya rushes up to me and shakes me so hard I can feel my brain rock back and forth against my skull.
That's so cool.
Tell me what you thought of it. Tell me! If you keep shaking me like this, I'm going to forget ever playing it.
Excuse me?
What is this I see? My employee slacking off? My oh my. Enya and I freeze, eyes wide open. You two, to my office. Huh? What did we? Now. Fueled by fear, I get up and rush to Godric's office without a word. As Enya and Godric trail behind me, I overhear the tail end of their conversation. You know, I expected better out of you, Enya. It's unfortunate, really.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, Godric. And hearing Enya whimper out an apology makes my heart ache. Shit. When we enter Godric's office, I take my usual seat at the chair directly in front of him. Enya takes the seat next to me. Godric leans against his wooden desk, arms crossed and his index finger tapping his arm ever so slowly. So, care to explain why I saw you goofing around when you should be working? Godric, we were only talking. Quiet, Enya. I want to hear from your mentor, the one who is supposed to make sure you're set up for success here at Mad Lobster. Godric leans forward.
Did I stutter?
So, are you going to answer my question, or am I going to need to make another note in your file about being unproductive at work?
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, sir. He clicks his tongue. Sorry isn't going to cut it, Diana. It's because of employees like you we're behind on schedule. That's because No, that's not right, is it? It's because we're all swamped with work. We can't meet deadlines when we're focused on a million things that are all considered urgent. We're not robots, we're people, for fuck's sake. I want to cry. I want to cry so badly, but I don't want to give Godric the satisfaction of watching me break down. Not again. I won't break down in front of him again. But it's so hard not to when he's just berating me, making me feel like absolute dog shit. I'm so sick of it. I'm sick of his bullshit. Seriously? I took on mentoring Enya even when I told you that I already had a lot on my plate. I helped Enya when they were struggling with documentation like a good mentor should. I had a meeting with the Digital Rush team and reorganized a plan. I can't help it when circumstances happen and puts them behind schedule. Trying my best not to break down, I stare at Godric and despite the cold pointed glare he's giving, make sure not to look away. Godric, I'm doing the best that I can. What more do you want from me?
That I can! What more do you want from me?
Yet despite all of that, you still managed to disappoint me. It appears your best isn't good enough. And just like that, the floodgates open. I don't care what you do, quite frankly. I don't care what's happening over Digital Rush. I have shareholders to appease. They only care about results. If we don't provide them with timely results, they'll cut our funding. And let me tell you, they're quite peeved because we've been missing deadlines. I was hoping to smooth things over early next week during our quarterly conference call, but I can't do that, not with any good results at least. And it's all because you aren't doing your best. Gotcha. Enya's whisper doesn't seem to reach him because he continues on with his tirade. You know I can get rid of
You
you.
know I can get rid of you, right?
God fucking damn it.
You're nothing special, Diana. I can replace you just like that.
He can. I'm just another cog in his twisted machine, one that can be easily replaced in a matter of weeks. Godric, stop! Amongst the wide noise of my thoughts, Enya's voice breaks through like a bright light in the darkness. They stand up out of their chair, their bald hands are shaking uncontrollably, and a drip of sweat rolls down their forehead, but they stand tall and firm.
Don't talk to Diana like that.
This is why he's our emotional support ray of sunshine, okay? This is why we love him. Enya, what are they doing?
Excuse me?
Enya, bite! I can't let you continue to talk to her like she's yesterday's trash. She's a person, for Christ's sake. She has feelings. Can't you see that she's crying? Godric nonchalantly looks at my tear-stained face. There's not even a hint of remorse behind those crimson eyes, only malice. Just because she isn't a machine who can crap things out in a matter of seconds doesn't mean she isn't doing her job. She's passionate about what she does. You can see it in how she works and acts. She sat with me at lunch so I wouldn't be alone. She let me join the digital rush meeting so I could understand how they worked. She even encouraged me to speak my mind when I was too nervous to do something. She helped me when I was struggling on my first day, even when she had other things she needed to do. She prioritized me over herself. And he looks at me with a soft, gentle smile. I couldn't have asked for a better mentor. And I can't let someone who loves video games so much get beaten down at what's considered a dream job for her and so many people. I can hear Enya's fist tighten, unable to hold back his anger any longer. So just cut her a damn break already. She's doing more than enough. The sudden sharpness in Enya's tone catches us both off guard, and for a moment the room is silent, but so tense, so much so that it's suffocating. As he rhythmically taps on his arm, Godric stares daggers at Enya, and just like that, just like me, Enya's demeanor falters ever so slightly. I'm scared of what he might be thinking in that rotted head of his. Before he can even open his mouth, I stand up and put myself in between Enya and Godric.
I'm sorry.
Godric, I apologize for Enya's behavior. Diana? Oh, do you now? He sighs. Well, if you truly are sorry, you can more than make up for it by catching up on your tasks.
Did I stutter?
I expect you to work a little later tonight. Do I make myself clear? Another late night, huh? Just as long as Enya doesn't have to feel his wrath, that's okay. I'll be okay. Yes. Godric's smile morphs into a chilling grin. Good. You're both free to go. But remember, Diana, I expect results, and I expect them soon. If If you fail to produce them, I won't hesitate signing your pink slip. Of course. Annie and I quietly make our way to the exit. You're welcome. I drag myself out of Godric's office. Once the doors closes, I turn to Enya. Save. Save here. Back. I'm saying thank you. We're saying thank you because the enemy is Godric here. The enemy is Godric here, and I needed him to say something. We're saying thank you. I should yell at him. I really should. What he did back there was dumb and rash. But it was also courageous. Even when they were cowering under Godric's menacing gaze, they stood tall and firm. He stood up for me. He said words that I'd been too scared to ever say. He found something in me worth fighting for. Can I hug you? Of course you can. With his consent, I pull Enya into a hug. I squeeze him extra tight. How long has it been since I last hugged someone that wasn't my red panda plushie? I miss doing this. I missed having someone I could call a friend. Thank you. No problem. Enya pats me gently on the back. I know how much you love video games, Diana. It shows on your desk and in your work. This is a job you should be happy to have. You shouldn't be crying at your dream job. He's right. I should be happy. I should love working on video games. I did when I made game jam titles. I did when I first started working here. But eventually Godric got to me. And he turned something I used to love into something I despise. You're right, Enya. Breaking up the hug, I wipe away the tears in my eyes, though this time they're happy tears. Now let's get back to work and make Dino win the best game we can make, shall we? Let's do it! Lead the way, mentor! With Enya trailing behind me, we head back down to the office reinvigorated. Day 6. Diana wakes up in darkness. It's dark all around me. It's dark and a bit hard to see, but I'm not afraid. The darkness has a gentleness to it that makes me relaxed and safe, like a foggy sky when it's about to rain. Like rain itself. A small light trails on the floor and creates a walkable path to my right. The only sounds I can hear are my own breathing and a strange sort of whistling. It's coming from the same place as the light. Any reasonable person would probably try to avoid it, but something about it calls to me. I have to go. My feet start walking in the direction of the cry. The more I walk, the closer it gets. I walk and walk and walk until I find an odd cubicle, not very different from the one where I work at. My hands begin to tremble, but I want to keep going. I want to see. Step, step, step. Forward and all the way. Don't hesitate. Don't hide. Don't close yourself up. And with a final sprint, I arrive. The cubicle is exactly how I remember it, save for one difference. Sitting right before Diana is a red panda. The red panda is clutching her tail in fear. There's a red panda on my chair. It stares. No, she stares right through me. Her whistles turn into sorrow. Her paws grip her tail with vigor. She shakes, she trembles, she quivers. I crouch down in front of the chair and take her in my arms. She's warm, tender, kind. And she's so full of dreams. You're okay, Diana. You're going to be okay. A ray of sunlight piercing through the window's glass makes me come around. My eyes are a little wet and I'm clutching onto something soft and squishy. The red panda plushie looks at me. I smile and hold it tightly, surrendering to its coziness. It'll be okay. Damn. Diana arrives at work where she's headed to her cubicle. The trip from my home to the office is a bit of a blur, but I can still taste the peach tea and scones I had before leaving. I should recommend these to Enya. The nearby bakery really does make the best pastries. Yesterday was hectic. I'm sure neither they nor I expected to be chewed out by Godric so relentlessly. Well, maybe I did, but I didn't expect Enya to stand up for me. At some point, the yelling, the berating, the abuse, they became so commonplace that it was easier to endure it all. Enya, though, they're different. No matter who is on top, he seems to have a strong sense of justice and doesn't tolerate when things go too far. Both his head and his heart are in a good place. Didn't I tell him how boundaries are important a few days ago? And yet mine got trampled constantly by a piece of shit. I wonder who was the actual mentor during this whole week, because I feel like I've learned so much about what's truly important by embracing Enya's fresh perspective on things. I'm about to head into my cubicle when I spot two familiar faces in the farther corners of the room. Godric is wearing his typical sardonic smile and chatting about something. I can't quite hear what, I'm too far away, while Enya is oddly quiet. Oh my god, is this about what happened yesterday? Is he threatening them with something? The famous red eyes glance at me for a moment before turning back to Enya and patting him on the shoulder. It's not a reassuring pat, it's condescending. Godric turns around, his steps fading into the distance. Whatever it is that Godric told him, it can't be anything good. I've never seen Enya so crushed, not even when something upset them. I'm gonna approach them, are you kidding? I sprint in their direction, and before they get a chance to react, I grab their shoulders as gently as I can. Are you alright? Holy heck, Diana. You startled me. Where did you come from?
Enya.
Okay, you win. Please don't look at me like that. We shouldn't talk about this at work, but maybe when it's over? I squeeze their shoulders. Promise? Enya pats one of my hands and gives me a dazzling smile. Promise. I give them a nod before walking with them back to our respective cubicles. Diana is sitting at her desk. It's now nighttime and the office is shrouded in darkness. The rest of the day is rather uneventful, especially considering that Enya's mentorship is pretty much over. There's not much else to teach him outside of a few technical things from a couple of programs we use at the company. They're also a fast learner. I'm sure they'll do great the more that they get used to the game dev environment. He's good at taking the initiative too, doesn't always wait for me to tell him what to do. Once they have a clear direction, they make the most out of their research and are able to come up with very creative solutions. Not everyone can do that, at least not without a couple years of experience. But is Mad Lobster truly the place for him? What if it holds him back? I don't want them to go through the same thing I did. They don't deserve to have their passion destroyed into a million pieces. Diana? I raise my head and see Enya peeking from behind his cubicle. Who would have thought that something I initially found annoying ended up becoming so endearing? It's because you're friends now! What is it? Do you need help with anything? Yes. No. Well, not exactly what you have in mind. It's not about work? My mind goes back to the events from this morning. Right, Godric. Enya promised me that they'd tell me about it after work. I only have a couple things left to finish and I'll be done. Digital Rush contacted me earlier than expected. Really? That's great! Isn't it? Ralph told me the suggestion you gave the other day was a huge help. It made the process much faster so they were able to finish the spine animations before Sunday. All that's left is to revise them. I'm so glad! Enya's smile is genuine, but the mildness in his voice and the way his shoulders drop are a huge giveaway that he's not his usual self. Are you done with your tasks for the day? Yes, I sent you the document by email. Should I send them on Slash too? No, don't worry, that's more than enough. Listen, I'll finish revising Digital Rush's folder and then we can head over to my place. What do you say? We're going to your? I cover their mouth with my hand before they can finish what they're about to say. You don't have to scream it to the whole office. You're going to give people the wrong idea. Enya nods vigorously. I smile and let him go. Remember when I gave you that croissant a few days ago? Oh yeah, it was really good. I think you said something about the bakery being nearby. It's very close to the bus stop near the office, and it so happens that today is Saturday. Enya looks at me as if I've grown two heads. There's a special pastry that they make only on Saturdays. I really want you to try it. It's the cutest little... Shit, I got carried away. Your sweet tooth is pretty amazing. I clear my throat and pretend to look at the time. Yes. Anyway, I'll finish this in 10 so we can get going. Gotcha! Friendship, we are best friends. Diana and Henna arrive at her apartment. After stopping by the bakery, I enter the shop alone since I want the cake's design and flavor to be a surprise. And taking the bus at the stop, Enya and I arrive at my apartment. The moment we set foot inside, I realize the huge mistake I've made. Ooh, I forgot to clean up. Bitch, it's fine.
That's so cool.
You've got so many figures and posters. Like, who cares if it's like, I get it, like it's embarrassing if you don't clean up, but also like this is also like the true friendship litmus test. If you don't clean up after yourself, and like it's fine. Like as long as you don't have like enough, as long as you don't leave like food wrappers on the floor for months and have like a bug issue, like you're fine. Also, your room is not even messy, girl. Like, shut the fuck up. You just have an unmade bed. No escape, 888, ace lawyer, pocket monsters. Haha, yeah, sorry about the mess. Mess? What mess? You should see my room. It's completely... Oh my god, is that another Final Crystal 7 figurine? Like, seriously, girl, you have 2 pillows and a stuffed animal on the floor. Shut the fuck up about your room being messy. Like, if you think this is messy, you should have seen me and Ollie's shared room in college. Like, this is nothing. Right, it's Enya we're talking about. Of course they wouldn't care about something being a little messy. Besides, they wear their heart on their sleeves. I know that they're telling the truth. You can hold it if you want. For a few seconds, a very long few seconds, Enya stares at the floor, not quite knowing how to react. He then looks at me like I've just said the most insane thing ever imaginable. Are you sure? I give his shoulder a few pats. Very. I'll go out and get us something to drink. I bought you a can of lemon soda at the cafeteria before leaving the office. That's your favorite, right? You remember? Yes. Because you're friends, best friends. 2 good friends, 2 best friends, sharing one wonderful, one short evening. It's hard not to when your cubicle is full of them. Not that I'm much better with how many bottles of peach juice mine has. Thank you. I could use some lemon soda right now. Roger that. While I prepare a couple of glasses for the soda and juice, Enya holds the figurine as if it were made of porcelain. They take out their phone, a pale blue model with a few cracks on the screen and 3 adorable character charms attached to it, and snap a picture. Honestly, this is also how mine is, only... Well, okay, I would have charms on mine if mine had a place to store charms onto it. Mine just doesn't have that many cracks in it. Mine has, like, 1 minuscule crack, and then, like... 1 second. It might have 2 minuscule cracks now. I have to turn it on to check. But, like, it's, like, the tiniest little crack on the side. Because... I had my phone in like in one of the short pockets instead of like the really long deep pocket at work when I was walking dogs, and there was a dog that was jumping on me and like hit the short pocket that my phone was in such a way that the phone like fell out of my pocket, hit the floor. So there was like it's like really, really small. So like you can't tell that there's a crack in it, but I know it's there. And I'm still upset about it. They take out their phone, a pale blue model with a few... Oh, yep. His font gaze almost distracts me from getting the cake, but I make my way to the kitchenette's cupboard and take a small plate and a fork. That is so cute. Dying. Finally, I grab the bakery's paper bag and take out a beautiful sponge cake with a lemon icing, cream swirls, and a cute bear made of chocolate mousse. God, it's almost too adorable to eat. I'm glad I took a gazillion pictures of it before buying. Alright. Once I finish preparing everything on a small tray, I head over to the table, which is rather petite, I have to say, and place the glasses and plate on top. You can come over here now. Sorry, I don't have any proper seats aside from my computer chair, but we can sit on these cushions. Thank you, Diana. After leaving the figurine back on top of the drawer, Enya takes a couple of steps towards the wooden table, where he puts his phone and sits right next to me. The cake takes him by surprise. Even a small smile colors his lips, though he's quick to go back to the dejected demeanor from this morning. Diana and Enya are sitting down at a small table. In front of Enya is the cute bear pastry the former got from the bakery.
Listen.
You're starting to worry me, Enya. What happened? They don't answer right away. Instead, they play with the fork on the plate and make a tiny cut on the cake. The fork slides under the piece and slowly travels from the plate to Enya's mouth. Enya looks away, upset. For a split second, their eyes close. They must have tasted the lemon icing. But they open once again once the chocolate and cream makes themselves known. Enya's lips quiver, his shoulders begin to shake, and then it brews. He's crying! Who hurt you? Just give me their names. I will wipe them from this planet, from this existence. I will I know you can't split atoms, but I will find a way to make it so that their atoms no longer, I know you can't create or destroy matter, but I will find a way to make it so that their matter no longer exists on this earth. Okay? For you, my precious. Enya finally looks over in Diana's direction, tears filling their eyes. The flood of tears brews, and it doesn't stop. Godric wants to fire me.
What?
What?
This isn't fair.
He wants to fire me because of what happened yesterday, because of what I said. At this point, Enya's bawling his eyes out. My heart rings in pain. But what else could I do? He was being awful, treating you like a piece of shit. Is this what working at Mad Lobster? No, what working at any company that's big enough means? Do you have to follow everything you're told, no questions asked? Be at the mercy of a narcissistic asshole who only knows how to order everyone around despite being the one who works the least? Their voice shakes with such intensity, with such a guttural rawness, that I would have a hard time recognizing it if they weren't right next to me. His anger, his frustration, the way his whole body trembles with every word he yells. It reminds me of myself. Enya.
I didn't think it'd be like this.
My precious baby boy. It shouldn't be like this. I worked so hard to get this job. I kept sending resumes every day. I kept practicing my skills by making my own games. I kept trying to get to know people in hopes of joining the game dev community. Is this what you've been putting up with all these years? Does he treat you like that every day? I glanced out at my lap. How do you do it, Diana? How? My skirt gets wrinkled from the way I'm squeezing it. Look at me! Please. How did I do it? How? No, why did I do it? Deep down, I've always known the answer to that question. I gave up. I simply gave up. Don't get me wrong, it wasn't always like this. At first, it was exactly like you mentioned on your first day. A dream job. I made friends, I fell in love, I designed a couple of features and mechanics, I even learned a bit of coding down the line. But then, one of our games got cancelled, and things started to change. People were replaced, deadlines were cut shorter, and crunch, which was something we normally never did unless it was absolutely necessary, became the norm. I still remember the day one of my friends couldn't come to work because her kid had a high fever and no one could look after them. You know what Godric told her? The game industry is a competitive one, and if you can't keep up with the pace, then you're better off being a housewife. Enya frowns and grits their teeth. When that happened, I did nothing. I kept making excuses that my job was too important. I was afraid Godric would take advantage of the situation and fire me too. I scoff. Well, you already know he didn't fire me, but on that day, I lost a friend. I lost more than a friend. I lost myself. I started doing everything for my career. I worked my butt off to the point where I would sacrifice meals and sleep in order to meet a deadline. I wasn't even seeing people outside my office, not even my partner. I became the model employee, and eventually it costed me my relationship. But even then, it was never enough. There was always something to complain about, always something imperfect. And if I dared to question anything, things would get overly complicated, and I'd be reminded of what happened to my friend. I'd be reminded of what I did, of what this company turned me into. At some point, everything just became numb. Diana? God, I'm so stupid. I should have realized sooner that something wasn't right. And now, I don't even know if I'm cut out for this industry. I close my hand and bonk him lightly on the head. What? Don't sell yourself short. But you did do something. You stood up to Godric. You fought for what was right. I put a hand on his shoulder. And you reminded me of what's truly important. I did? And what's that? His confusion makes me chuckle. You're seriously asking me that? Gosh, sometimes I don't know whether you're too humble or too naive to take a compliment. I get that a lot. I take a deep breath. Since the very first moment I met you, all you've shown me was excitement, passion, and diligence. It didn't matter if it was work itself or a puzzle you couldn't figure out, you always faced everything with enthusiasm and an outstanding desire to learn. I look him in the eye. And yet you reminded me that making games should make you happy. That life isn't about feeling empty, it's about feeling joy, anger, sadness, a whole rainbow of emotions. You reminded me that you don't have to be perfect. Anya, you are worth it. You'll always be worth it. They gasp audibly, and for a few moments they don't say anything, as if they were still processing my words. However, I don't have to wait long. For the first time in the day, Anya shows me a radiant smile. A smile that is noticeable not only on the lips, but also in the wrinkles under his eyes. You're right. You're right. Making games should make us happy. Thank you, Diana. No, thank you. Anya laughs and wipes a semi-dried tear on his cheek with the corner of his hand. But where does that leave us? Is there anything left for us to do? We're just 2 people, not a whole company. I've been putting it off long enough. I've been trying to deny the opportunity because it was too risky. It is risky, but sometimes a leap of faith is all that you have. And I've always considered myself to be a trier. Anya, do you mind if I take a look at my laptop? That's kind of random, but sure. I promise this is irrelevant, you'll see. And he gives me a thumbs up, and I take it as my cue to check on my computer. My fingers dance on the keyboard until I get into my Noodle Mail account. Going through the bar on the left, I click on the trash bin and scroll down until I find what I'm looking for. Right-click, move to inbox. What's that? And he peeks over my shoulder. A journalist requesting an interview, and we're going to say yes. We? You want me to be there too?
Let's do this. Together.
Yes, 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 yes! Get him. Get him. Day 7. Diana's sitting at her desk. Today is the day. I keep repeating the same phrase over and over. In my thoughts and my mumbles, I even texted any of those exact words the moment I woke up. Ah! I hear some chuckling coming from the cubicle in front of me. When I raise my head, Enya's there grinning at me. What are you doing? He doesn't say anything. Instead, he points at my phone with the movement of his eyes. I grab it and check my messages. I see you fidgeting, Diana. Now you're startling me over here. What's next? Nonsensical voice messages? Anya and I agreed beforehand that we shouldn't talk much at the office, at least not outside of our lunch break, before knowing how the situation's going to end. Chatting on the phone, on the other hand. LMAO, perhaps I should record myself saying famous quotes from Final Crystal 7. What? Why? I mean, don't you want an awesome and magnificent new alarm? With Clyde's voice making you jolt right awake after expressing disappointment in you for sleeping in? Anya, what the hell? You owe me a pizza, Diana. OMG. I don't think the stairs are talking, Diana. You need to get up. Stop. Like Clyde Strife would say, get help. LMAO. What even is this conversation? Anya sends a bunch of laughing emojis. Are you feeling a little bit better? Thought I'd say something stupid to make you relax. Anya. Look, if I'm being honest, I'm scared shitless right now. But I'm not alone, and neither are you. Together, remember? Like you told me yesterday. I look at Anya once again. Their smile looks softer now, with wrinkles in the corner of their eyes. As I take a deep breath so as not to cry. But even when everything in my body is still telling me to let the waterworks out, I hold on. I hold on and return their smile. We'll have all the time in the world to cry happy tears later. Thanks to Anya's reassurance, the rest of the morning goes by rather peacefully. We managed to make a good chunk of progress on our tasks, even finish some of them. I stretch my arms for a couple of seconds until a mane of rainbow color stands in front of me. Ah, I'm so hungry I could eat a whole tree, maybe 2. That much? I don't think you'd live to tell the tale. On the contrary, I'll be the first person to succeed and appear in all the news. I'll be famous. They point their fingers at me. You'll see. I try holding back a snort, but soon enough I'm laughing out loud. What's happening? I should be scared out of my wits, and yet here I am, laughing my ass off at a joke that's not even funny. Well, maybe a little. Whatever you say, Anya. His grin broadens and I can see a dimple forming on his cheek. Lunch? Yeah, let's go. I think they have the vegan buffalo chicken sandwich on the menu today.
Really?
Oh man, I've got to try that. Then, guys! Before I finish talking, Sydney approaches us with a bewildered and almost incredulous look on her face. Hey Sydney, are you on your lunch break too? Forget lunch. Have you seen the article from Heart to Pen? I give Anya an imperceptible nod. What are you talking about? What article? Sorry, I was swamped with work, so I didn't see anything. Sydney takes out her phone and flashes it in front of us. The screen shows us a user from Twitter linking an article, the article, after showing a few words of disapproval. It's about Mad Lobster. It went viral. Right, as she says those words, I notice a couple of my coworkers who are standing a few steps from us whispering among themselves while looking at their phones. I hurriedly check on my own and notice the missed email from Aiden, the journalist sent about an hour ago. I tap on it and start reading. Here's the article. Thank you and your coworker for lending me your time. Having you two voice your experiences will prove that there are still issues going on at the company. It'll shut down any naysayers who would have tried to label your former colleagues as disgruntled employees. As promised, you and everyone else who provided me quotes and insights are anonymous sources. Thank you for being brave enough to come forward and help drive change where it is needed. Holding back tears, I click on the link and it opens up to the website. The headline reads, Mad Lobster employees describe CEO as oppressive and abusive. In a day and age where studios are prioritizing profits over ethics and basic humanity, it's unfortunate to see yet another studio join the list of such abhorrent behavior rather than do right by their employees. Mad Lobster Interactive, the developer behind the upcoming dark fantasy title Dino Wind, has been described by current and former employees as an oppressive place to work at due to their abusive CEO Godric Anderson. I thought I was a part of something special. Everyone was so welcoming. Even Anderson was. It was like a family away from home. That is until 6 months in when Anderson's demeanor changed and I got to see him for the heartless monster he truly was, says one ex-developer. She recounted the time where Anderson refused to give her a day off for a family emergency despite having vacation days stocked up. My 4-year-old had gotten a fever and no one could watch him. I called Anderson crying my eyes out, begging him to give me the day off. And you know what he said? He told me, if you can't keep up with the pace, then you're better off being a housewife. I never saw his face again, said the ex-employee. Refusing days off and telling his staff to work long, grueling hours is the norm at Mad Lobster. Everyone we've interviewed has confirmed this to us. The talent at Mad Lobster is truly something else. When I worked there, I was always in awe of the creativity in the room. We were also passionate about things, but once publishers got involved, things got rough. Problems arose, said one employee. They talk about how they felt silenced by Anderson after being told to suck it up and be a man when trying to raise concerns about crunch. One current employee details their experience as a living nightmare. Though they entered into the studio joyfully, their feelings from the company quickly soured once they were thrown countless tasks with unattainable deadlines and sexist comments. Even when I stayed after hours to meet the deadlines given to me, Anderson would still find a way to chew me out. I gave this company everything, and to him, it wasn't good enough. The coworker, also a current employee, backed up their claim, saying they witnessed firsthand Anderson's abuse towards them. We entered the industry because we love to make games. We'll do anything to make a fun product that'll make players smile and forget their troubles. But is our suffering really worth that? This type of behavior from CEOs isn't anything new. As noted earlier, the entire experience from Mad Lobsters Interactive is yet another case of abuse in the games industry. Just last year, we have seen multiple reports come out from sites like Octagon and After Effects citing similar behaviors at other studios. And that's only what's been reported on. There could be more studio executives out there abusing their power and workers who are too scared to speak up, justifiably so. Employees, especially marginalized employees, are afraid to come out with their stories for fear of retaliation, whether it's from higher-ups or trolls online who try to discredit them. Every year, we as a society are graced with a plethora of games that become our escape from reality. Some of them give us the strength to keep going even when we're at our lowest. And at the end of the year, we come together to celebrate these titles that were carefully crafted by the industry's finest. However, we can't ignore what's happening anymore. We need to stand alongside these hardworking individuals and elevate their voices, help them change this industry and make it the sustainable, happy place it should be. I had to take a deep breath after I read the last line. We did it. We really did it. Godric's been exposed. My hands are shaking so much that even my phone wobbles in place. I'm going to cry. Anya touches my shoulder and gives it a few gentle pats. Thank you. Sydney joins in on the pats and gives me a sympathetic smile. Girl, I feel you. I think I'm about to break down myself. Before any of us can answer back, Godric storms it with such ferocity that the door echoes throughout the whole office. His face livid, his eyes bursting with rage.
What? What in the world? Who did this? I demand answers. Now.
His voice dripping with fear. I'm not joking around. Who was it? A few coworkers looked rather puzzled, not sure about how to react. Most of them probably didn't hear about the article yet.
Well, you see.
I don't have all day. Y'all better stop this farce right this instant. The rest of us, the ones who read it, stay silent. Godric staggers from left to right, looking for something, anything, that might give him a clue on the perpetrator. His clumsy movements and jittery voice are all that can be heard throughout the room. Hello? Kitty? Which cat is it? Where are you? Hi. Why don't you go upstairs? Hi. Hi, boogies. Tell me. Tell me now. Hi. His desperation makes him look so pathetic, I feel secondhand embarrassment. This was the man I was so afraid of? This clown? Meow wow. Meow wow. Meow wow wow wow. That's right, Bowie. That's right. You. Godric's almost in front of me when I realize it's me he's talking to. You did this, Diana. I know you did. Anya starts taking a step forward to get between Godric and me, but I stop him by putting a hand on his shoulder. They look worried for a second, but their expression eases into a smile when I nod at them. For the first time since I entered this company, I face Godric. I stand straight and face him. I'm afraid I don't know what you're talking about, sir. What? This whole week, I've been working endlessly on DinoWin's documentation, not to mention the whole matter about Digital Rush, among other things, and taking charge of Enya's mentoring. And that's if we also don't count the overtime from 2 days ago. Taking all of this into consideration, how much time it takes to schedule an interview, when would I have even done this? My answer has Godric petrified. His jaw stays open for a couple of seconds, like he was processing what he just heard. His face then makes a whole transformation. Shock turns into fury. The office begins to whisper, voices tangling themselves with one another until the murmurs collide into one and fill the whole off space. Louder, louder, louder. Enough! Godric points his finger right in my face. You are making a huge mistake, Diana. With one final scoff, Godric storms off into the same way he came and leaves the room with a slam. Well, that was intense. You can say that again. I guess we'll have to see what happens, eh? Anyway, I have to take care of some things, so I'll see you later. Sydney waves and disappears into her own cubicle.
Bowie, you are being loud and disruptive. Oh my goodness.
Sydney waves and disappears into her own cubicle. I'm about to head into the cafeteria when Enya holds my shoulder once again.
Diana, wait.
What's wrong? Are we going to have some lunch?
I mean, yes, but are you okay?
I turn to Enya, and for the first time in forever, I grin with my whole body. Never been better.
Meow. What do you want?
The fox man's ears twitch at the mention of the magic sphere.
Diana?
I type the words on the noodle ducks with a couple of notes regarding the programming. His tail sways from left to right.
Diana?
No, what the hell even is this? He's not a dog, for the love of...
Diana!
What is it already?
You're slouching again.
Come
on, how many times has it been?
now. Are you trying to compete with the shrimp from the bad posture meme? Sorry. It's been a few months since the article about Mad Lobster's been published. Although Godric didn't quit right away, his reputation was soiled so badly that he had no choice but to resign. Enya and I are still working at the company, which has been under a few changes starting with the CEO. New rules have also been implemented in order to ensure situations like the one with Godric never happen again. Whether that will be effective or not, though, only time will tell.
Hey, what do you think about this design?
Oh, it looks really good.
But
How do you always know?
I see you almost every day, Diana. I can tell when you're hesitating.
Touché. Well, I think the color scheme is not quite right. How about a warmer palette?
Ooh, yeah, you're right. That would look better. Thanks.
No problem. I'm about to face my monitor once again when I notice my red panda plush lying on the bed sheets. That reminds me. How's the Rainbow Panda logo coming along?
Hee hee. Wanna see? Wanna see?
The exaggeration in his voice makes me snort.
Well, I'm glad you asked, fellow partner. Prepare to be amazed.
I got the best ending! And that, my friends, is how you do it. Aww. Aww. There's developer notes. I'll probably go through and read those later. Thank you to all of the developers who made this. This was a really very cute game. Thank you to all of these people who made this game. These are all of the... I guess I should move my character for a second. Okay. But yeah, so these are all the people who made the game. But yeah, so this was a really cute game. I loved it. It was a really good story, and it it definitely has a good message about the underlying abuse that's going on with game studios, and especially with like all of the issues with what you would call it, with game studios trying to like fire people and replace people with AI, and all of the SAG-AFTRA strikes that were going on recently. I think the SAG-AFTRA strikes are, I don't know if they're finished, but I know that there's like an interim going on. I don't know if they're like finished, but I know that there's no longer a strike going on. I don't know all of the details, but like there's like I'd have to research. I think the SAG-AFTRA strike is done. Let me actually look that up. SAG-AFTRA strike, is it over? Yes, it did finish. Okay. Oh wait, that was a different one. Oh, I was thinking of a different... Was I thinking of a different strike that had the same name? Oh, I don't think it's... Is it... Okay, so there's a tentative agreement that was reached, I think is what they said. Okay, so there's been like a tentative agreement reached. Okay, so I wasn't wrong. So there's been a tentative agreement reached with SAG-AFTRA, the SAG-AFTRA strikes. But basically one of the hugest deals with SAG-AFTRA, that one of the biggest things was that voice actors especially wanted companies to sign deals that said that like voice actors would be able to 100% own the rights to their voices, so that companies could not like train AI on their voices and then like create and then like just make work in the future using their voice to do more work using their voice. Because isn't that horrifying? But yeah, so, because isn't that a horrifying thought where you do like one job for someone and then like and then they train an AI on like the voice acting that you did, and then they just use the AI generated to like make a copy of your voice to do work in the future. Like that's horrifying. But yeah, so that was one of the main proponents of the SAG-AFTRA strike, at least on the voice acting side. I don't know anything else about the other tenets of voice acting, or anything else about the tenets of the SAG-AFTRA strike, but I know that was a really big deal on the voice acting side of the SAG-AFTRA strike, which was a really big deal. So there was a tentative deal reached with SAG-AFTRA, the SAG-AFTRA strike. So I believe that they stopped striking, but there are still some companies that are not, some projects that are not being worked on because they haven't signed deals to say that they won't use AI. Which is, you know, a huge deal in the creative spheres. Because, like, in my humble opinion, I don't care. The thing is that, like, I have my own personal opinions on AI usage and everything, but in my personal opinion, when it comes down to it, I believe that voice actors should 100% get to own the rights to their voice. And that companies should not be able to, like, go back and be able to use AI to, like, train, like, AI on, like, voice work that people have done in the past and then, like, do whatever they want with it. Because I know that, like, there's already been, like, legal issues that they've done with that. Where, who was it? I think it was Scarlett Johansson. Is that her name? It was one of the biggest Marvel actors. Is that her name? Johansson. Yes, Scarlett Johansson. There was like there was an issue where there was an AI voice for something, and I don't remember what it was, but like they wanted Scarlett Johansson to do it, and Scarlett wasn't, she was like, I don't want to. And so she said no, and they literally trained the AI on her voice anyway, and like they did it blatantly, and then Scarlett Johansson had to like sue them for the rights to her voice back, which is horrifying. And like Scarlett Johansson, who's like, you know, she plays Black Widow, in case people don't know names. So like she's Black Widow in the Avengers. So she's like a really big voice like a, you know, actress, and she's a very big voice actor, or like she's a very big actress, like stage actress. And she had to like sue the company back for like the rights to her own voice. That it was horrifying. And they even like communicated with her afterwards, like, you should sign a deal with us so you can get paid for it. Yeah, I think using actors' likenesses was also part of it. I wouldn't be surprised if that was also part of the SAG-AFTRA strikes. I would have to look at like, I would actually have to like go back and research what it was. I just remember the only thing I know for sure that was like a huge part of the SAG-AFTRA strikes was like the use of AI for voice acting specifically, because that was like a really big sphere. And the only reason I know about that is like because of like Honkai Star Rail, because it's a really huge thing that's been affecting Honkai Star Rail, because there's been a lot of characters, especially in the newest update, who are not voiced right now because there are issues where the voice acting companies are refusing to sign the SAG-AFTRA deal to say that they will not use AI. So because of that, these voice actors are not able to do work, which obviously like they want to voice these characters. Like they've said that. So there's a couple of characters. I think it's like 4, maybe 5 characters that just don't have voice, like just don't have like their lines voiced in the game right now, because like the companies that they're under just like are refusing to sign like the agreement that says that they won't use AI, which is a horrible thing. Like, and then there's like a whole thing going on with that. So I know, yeah, so I have to do more research into what's going on with that. But I know like, yeah, there's been a whole thing going on with that as well. But yeah, anyway, thank you for this game. It is very needed. It is a very important issue. And you guys did a very good job of putting it in a way that there was very good art, and I would die for your characters, especially Enya. I would die for Enya. I would blow up a building for him. I would blow up the universe for Enya. Oh, I didn't mean to hit start. Oops. We can just quit. Okay. All right. And since it's already 11, I think we're just going to call that for the day, and we're just going to go to stream ending. I think with Mushroom Musume, I think what we'll do is we'll do that at the beginning of stream tomorrow. It's supposedly only supposed to take 30 minutes. We'll see. And then if it ends up taking longer than that, it'll be fine. Because the thing is I am going to do a full playthrough of Spooky's Jump Scare Mansion. So, like, I will do a full playthrough of Spooky's Jump Scare Mansion. So even if I only play, like, 20 minutes of Spooky's Jump Scare Mansion starting tomorrow, it's not tomorrow, Sunday. But either way, like, I will still play Spooky's Jump Scare Mansion. We might just be only doing, like, it depends on how long, because the thing is that the average amount of time for Mushroom Musume is I was told it was only supposed to take 30 minutes. But also, No Players Online was also only supposed to take 30 minutes, and it took me, like, 2 hours to complete. So, I feel like maybe I'm not the greatest at completing games with the average amount of time that I'm told it takes people to do. So, it just maybe. But it's okay. We'll start with Mushroom Musume. And then we'll whatever the rest of the time we have for stream on Sunday, we'll play Spooky's Jump Scare Mansion. And it'll be a good time. Thank you to everyone who came to stream. And everyone who watches the VODs afterwards. You guys all mean so much to me. I appreciate you guys all. And this is, honestly, the Spooky Week has all been a celebration to celebrate you guys watching my content and following me. Because, you know, this is how I attempt to give back to you guys. Doing stuff like this. I'm still trying to figure out what exactly I want to do for my 200 follower goal, because, like, I'm kind of liking the idea of doing another version of, like, this, of where I, like, collect a bunch of, like, spooky games and then just go into them blind, because this has been really fun. Because it would be really fun. I think we might do that. And then have it be for, like, 2 weeks. And then have, like, one day as, like, a break day. Where it's, like, one or two, like, you know, one break day. And then, like, the rest are all spooky days or something. I'll figure it out when we get there. We're only, like, 108 followers. It's fine. We got time. We got plenty of time. Anyway, to anyone who's new here, I usually stream on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays at about 7 p.m. Central Time. And also feel free to follow me if you like my content. Of course, you're more than welcome to do whatever you want. I'm like this all the time. I can't pretend that I'm anything but the mess that I am. So, like, I like to pretend that we have somewhat chill vibes, but I am also kind of a little bit of an ADHD mess. So I do get easily distracted by things, and I do also just kind of talk about everything out of the sun whenever I happen to think about talking about them. So if that's kind of your vibe, then welcome to the Guild of Friendship. We always will have a friendship bracelet for you, and a mismatched chair, and a randomly selected beverage of your choice, especially water. We always have water. Right now I'm also drinking orange soda, the most generic caffeine-free orange soda from my local grocery store. And the reason I drink this is because it has less carbonation in it, so it's nicer on my taste buds, because caffeine for some reason is really painful for me to drink. Because carbonation for some reason is so painful to me. It just always feels so angry on my tongue. So that's why I really like the generic brand that my local grocery store has. I think it also has less sugar in it. Maybe it might have the same amount of sugar, but it has less carbonation. So I don't have to, like, open it and let it sit until it's flat before I can drink it. Which, like, all of my friends and my family members think I'm a monster for doing. Like, literally, like, back in college especially, I would just, like, open bottles of soda and let them sit, and then
they'd be like, "What are you doing?" And I'd be like, "I don't like the carbonation." They're like, "You're such a monster." I'm like, "I'm sorry, the carbonation, I don't like it. I only can drink the carbonation when I'm sick and like yakking up my guts. I'm sorry." Anyway, that was probably a TMI moment. Let's see who we can raid tonight. But anyway, I do hope that you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, or evening in this case. For me, it's evening. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week, and I hope that it is going well for you. I hope that your time spent here was a good time. I hope you had it was. Why is Quite streaming right now? It is a Thursday at 11 p.m. Is he doing okay? Is he? I guess we'll go raid Quite. One second. I gotta go see. I can't tell if he's like getting. I gotta see if he's wrapping up his stream real fast. One second. Okay, it doesn't look like he's okay. We'll go raid him. Anyway, we'll go raid Quiet. He's like never. He does not stream on these days. That's why I'm so weirded out by it. Okay, we'll do sheep raid. We'll just do sheep raid. Sheep raid, sheep raid. All right. Now to anyone who is in the raid, remember to be polite and wonderful to the people we are raiding, as always. Especially with Quite, who's someone we never raid because he never streams on the days I stream. He only streams on Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. Is he doing okay? Okay, I guess I'll send you over to Quite. Alright, and I love you all. Platonic kisses to your forehead. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Goodbye.